launching the dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
Talk to a girl's top 5 podcast.
Right. That's what I heard. She's having a lot of success.
She's up there.
All you got to do is get caught on camera talking about how you... and then you get your own podcast worth millions of dollars.
If only they had a word for that little sound effect you made. Oh, they do. Hawk to it.
Hawk to it.
That's what they did.
That's right.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak. And I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room.
Stop breathing.
It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is Stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Welcome in. Hope your Thursday's going well. Timmy Hall is in for Common Man today. Hello, Timmy.
Oh, hello, Bone, and hello, Panama Ted.
Teddy's back from his day off. How you doing, Ted?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. You
Such
suck.
an idiot.
Yeah, that's good. He's got the jokes. It's good. We've got plenty to get to today. We will talk to our guy, Adam Rittenberg, around the Big Ten coming up at 3:34. We will do Degenerate T-Bone at 4:48. And I'll have you know, Timmy, I have been watching a lot of ball, a lot of NBA, and I have got one of the...
You got a lock for us tonight?
It's not a lock, but I have got... Let me tell you, if I get this right, everyone is going to have to bow down at this radio station if I get this right. Because I did some research. I feel really good about this pick.
Oh, no, this one.
I feel good about it, Timmy.
Folks, when you hang around until 4:48.
4:48, I'm just telling you.
Prepare to pick the opposite of what T-Bone is going to go with. You can't start out this confident.
What I'm going to tell you is it's something that you can't pick the opposite of. They won't let you bet the opposite of this. So, see, you'll have to find out. It's called a tease, Timmy.
You got me tickled. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I can feel it down in my plums.
I knew it. Good.
That is good. That is good. Hey, Ted, by the way, what were you doing yesterday? Typical Popeyes?
No, actually, I was a little different yesterday. I went to, you call it the D's? Is that what you call it? Or is
Wendy's?
Oh, that's Wendy's.
No. McDonald's.
Is there
that's just Mickey D's.
Okay, you don't have anything, you don't shorten it anything more than that? Okay.
Hang on. First of all,
I don't.
Pause for 1 second. Timmy, you don't get to shame him for not knowing what your stupid abbreviations are, because there are words that are abbreviated that you still abbreviate even further.
You just abbreviated something out there earlier.
What did I abbreviate?
What did he say?
You said sus to me, and I said, yeah.
I said sus in response to because you abbreviated something.
We're talking about toboggan.
You called it a boggin.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did.
No. Ryan Baker called it a boggin. I called it a toboggan. We're talking about a hat. I'm just saying, half the people here don't know what a toboggan is.
No, I would say a beanie. I would call it a Wells.
I'm in agreement with you.
It's very good, Mike. So where did you go?
So I went to McDonald's.
He went to McDonald's. All right, there we go.
Did you have a Krispy Kreme donut?
I did not. I saw it on the menu.
You did it because we're at McDonald's.
Why would I
we don't
do
want
that?
them there.
No.
Timmy is fired up still about his poor Krispy Kreme experience yesterday. Did you get any response back from your email to corporate?
No, I'm still waiting.
Okay, well,
Put my Gmail in there. Teddy, I went to McDonald's today.
Oh, yeah? What'd you have?
Not Krispy Kreme donuts.
Of course not.
I had McDonald's food.
This is going to sound crazy to most people. Why would you go to McDonald's for Krispy Kreme?
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood when I go there.
I also think, I know that they've got market research that says, well, why don't we put a donut in McDonald's? That'll be fine. Krispy Kremes are best when, Timmy? When they're hot and fresh.
When they're hot and fresh.
And guess what? They're not going to be at McDonald's. Hot and fresh, because they're made somewhere else. They're trucked over there. They've been sitting all day, all night. Probably the next day, they're still going to have them out. That's what you're going to get at McDonald's.
And look, typically you will see like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts doing the Krispy Kreme sale. Yeah. Or they might be at your high school football game. And I would sometimes buy those for the cause, right?
You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting.
I'm never going to be too excited about eating those donuts because I know that those were from the delivery service and those were off the presses, I don't know, 18 hours ago, God knows how long
you know
ago,
what?
earlier in the morning.
You're right, Timmy. If you know that it's for like the local junior high band trip,
Yes.
that's one thing.
You know what you're supporting.
There's no little like Sarah McDonald's that you're like sending to summer camp when you buy a Big Mac and a couple of Krispy Kremes over there.
If it is little Sarah McDonald from the family, then I would support because they got taken for a ride by Ray Kroc.
That's right.
Like
That's true.
They basically got nothing. What'd they get? Like $1 million or something?
I don't know.
It turned out to be
not enough for what it is.
What's McDonald's worth? $100 billion? What are they worth?
A number that we don't have a word for.
Yeah.
A cajillion dollars.
It's a number higher than
dollars.
the number of people served worldwide. 17 trillion people served or whatever.
All right. Can I set the rest of the show to do a mic?
No.
Can I just tell you the rest of the show?
No.
I think I already did. Degenerate T-Bone and then back page is the end of the show. That's what we're doing. That's the last segment. I want everybody to know.
Oh, you're
because you're probably already asking when is this crap over? It's over at 6 o'clock. Just so you know.
What's up after that?
You know what? After that is Timmy with a Buckeye show for a half an hour. Does that mean I'm sticking around for a half an hour?
If I'm never going to kick you out if you want to.
I don't know
we
if I
have
can.
some fun.
I think I have a meeting today.
You have a clan meeting tonight?
No.
He's got to get back to the Ville real fast.
I am donating my time and coaching children to play basketball.
Good.
I'm enriching our future. I'm helping people by trying to coach them in basketball. Now, I may be actually causing more harm than good because I'm telling them how to play basketball. But the point is, there's a coaches meeting tonight, Timmy.
I like Coach Bone.
Coach Bone.
I like hearing Coach Bone talk about his philosophies. And have you got them running the 3-man weave yet?
Well, they're girls, so it's going to be a 3-girl weave if we're going to do it. But also,
sorry about that. I was very gender specific with the weaving.
You know what?
God dang it! I can't be a coach this day.
I gotta tell you. I think we've got.
Lost it already.
I think we've got 5 kids on the team, so it's going to be a little tough to run that 3-man weave.
That second line is going to struggle. Well, the second line just does the free throw spacing, chest pass back and forth, shuffling all the way down. So we got
all the way down.
You can create a new drill basically where one line weaves.
We're going to do a lot of like, hey, you're going to bounce this ball against the wall. And then that's going to be the drill. Because we're going to let everybody have a chance.
What was your favorite drill ever in basketball practice?
You know what? It probably was. Honest to God, it probably was 3-man weave. I loved running that full court.
It just felt so good.
Oh, yeah. You felt like a Harlem Globetrotter running around out there.
It wasn't that tricky.
Awesome.
It was tricky like the first 5 times you ever did it.
Yeah.
And then once you're like, oh, I get it. Just run behind the guy. And then the last guy close to the rack finished it with the layup. But the 3-on-2, 2-on-1. That's a toughie. That is a fun one. That's a fun one. That's a fast pace, up tempo. Try to get your feet set. Try to take a charge. If you got that extra man, you're dying to score every time and get a good bucket.
Ever wanted to run so hard that you then vomit afterwards? That's a good drill for you.
Sure.
Because you do end up getting a lot of work in that drill.
Yeah,
you do end up a lot of that.
Gets you committed.
That's right. It's good. I also like the drill where they bring out the big pillow. So when they give you the contact, but they give you like a giant pillow shot, and you're just like, hey, I'm going to try to take some contact on the way up, make my layup. I would occasionally, if my coach wouldn't play me, I would give him a little bit more than he deserved. I would bump him a little harder.
We didn't use pillows in Virginia. We had pillowcases filled with bars of soap. Coach would just beat us with them.
Right. You had Wish.com Bobby Knight coaching you? Is that what was going on?
Yeah.
That's right. That's good.
Code Reds.
We got Bobby Knight at home, and it's actually just an angry old man hitting you with bars of soap.
Yeah, we had Coach Day, the opposite of Coach Knight. And that's not a Ryan Day reference either.
Wow. Look at I'm sorry, folks. We're just going today. We're just flowing. It's all there.
Just there.
Plenty of stuff tonight that is not this stupidity. Number 1, Jackets hosting Tampa. So you've got that down at the arena. Coverage starts here at 6:30. Timmy has the half-hour Buckeye show, and then it'll be on to Jackets time. Puck drop just after 7. The Browns are facing the Steelers at home. Congrats in advance to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're welcome.
It means the Browns are going to win.
You had trouble scoring touchdowns last weekend. Guess what? Your troubles are over. You'll find the end zone in Cleveland, I'm going to guess.
Are we not at a stage where tricky NFL game could happen tonight?
No
chance.
And you know what? If it does, shame on the Browns. Why are you trying at this point? You didn't try all damn year, and now again, I know it's the Steelers, so you're going to show up, and then you're going to I can't wait to watch this Browns secondary after they're down by 3 scores. They'll like deflect a pass in the fourth quarter when the game's out of hand. They'll all get up and do their in-sync dance. That'll be fun. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait.
We talked about, I forget what the question was yesterday at the end of Wild Card Wednesday, but we're talking about things that we would put a stop to, like if we were put in charge. There is a certain score. If you're down by a certain amount of points, for one, I want the defensive celebrations for non-scoring plays. I want those wiped out, the whole team celebrations.
Oh, right.
Especially if you have to run more than 70. Sometimes they get an interception, and they don't even get it out of the opponent's red zone, and they'll all run 80 yards to the other end zone.
And there's like...
And then 11 of them will celebrate together. No, you just got a simple interception.
Here's how you know you've had to run too far, is when you see the guy who's leading the running stop and look back and then wave. He's waving him up. And he's like, come on, guys. We only have 40 more yards to go for the celebration. Yeah. Again, you know what, though? If you're winning by 20 and your defense has been playing lights out and you want to do that, I got no problems. If you're the Browns defense, who has been good at times, and your offense has sucked, fine. But when you are in a game where you are down 30 because you sucked on that day, stop celebrating. We don't need that when you break up a pass in the fourth quarter. So anyway, tonight, it'll be rainy and gross. So I guess take a mental image of that if you're a Browns fan, because you won't see this much longer. Remember, if the Hasms get their way, they want to put a Home Depot up that you can play in, and that's going to be the new stadium. That'll be fun. So
Tyvus is pumped.
Yeah, Tyvus, well, not tonight. He'll be really sad to know that tonight there's going to be like wind and cold and rain and snow, and it could be interesting. And maybe the Browns, with all of that going on, it might cause one of the great Steelers defensive players to slip and fall. And then Jameis Winston can accidentally throw it to someone who's actually open. He can accidentally catch it and accidentally run towards the end zone for a touchdown. That would be great.
Hey, don't worry about it, though, because I'm sure Jameis is going to be passionate and hyped and have a great attitude and give a great speech to his guys.
That's right.
I'm sure everything is fine because you got that out of Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Jameis Winston, it's a new guy that's there. He's a new version of himself. You almost might call him like a new international version, an NIV. He's like the new international version of quarterback. Not a King James version. That's LeBron's. That's how LeBron is.
Yeah.
He's an NIV. He's a new international version. He's my guy.
He's kind of football psycho, isn't he?
Well, he's like football youth pastor. He has a quote from the Bible every single week. And good for him. That's his belief. He's allowed to do that.
Oh, no. I'm just saying.
I get like every week I listen to it and I'm like, I remember this. I remember that guy, Jesus. I remember him because I used to back when I was banging.
It's just the overall tone.
Me and JC were like that.
You and JC were very tight. You were. But
I was big with JC.
Jameis is kind of like the PJ Fleck now in the NFL.
He's very positive all the time.
He's rowing a boat and like getting everybody in line.
You lost by 35, and he's like, that's right. Jesus wept. Shortest verse in the Bible. He's got it. He has a verse for everything, and I appreciate that. The man is encyclopedic with the Bible knowledge.
Yeah, we don't have enough bread for everybody.
I want Jameis Winston to do a sword drill. He would, if you know what a sword drill is, I bet he would be awesome at that. And I would watch it. I would watch it. I would watch it and enjoy it.
Someone's going to get cut.
No, with the sword of the Spirit. That's right.
Yeah.
Sword of the Spirit. Exactly right. Don't hide your light. Don't let it. You got to let it shine. So Ross Bjork, Ohio State's athletic director, he had a big letter go out today, and it is causing some issues. People are upset, concerned, curious. We'll dissect it all when we come back. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a couple-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side near 5th Avenue due to an accident on the right shoulder. Traffic is moving slow from East Broad Street. And watch for some fire activity that's causing some delay on Riverside Drive at Hard Road. This report is sponsored by Donato's Pizza. Every piece is important. Okay, Donato's pepperoni lovers, it's time to pick your pep deal. Now get $5 off a large hot honey pepperoni pizza or get $5 off a large pep 150 when you use promo code PEP. Order today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors. Voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Meijer knows that Thanksgiving is a time to come together, eat together, and share together. During the week of Thanksgiving, November 24th through the 30th, when you buy Meijer brand foods, our Simply Give program will feed up to 4 million neighbors in need. So when you bring that perfectly fluffed stuffing to the table, the cranberry sauce and green bean casserole, you're actually bringing more good to more neighbors. Let's bring more good to Thanksgiving with Meijer brand and Simply Give. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It's football season. That means it's time for wings, right? Flaps, drums, however you like to get them. I like my wings with a nice dip. And that's why I love Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dip. These are delicious dips for your wings, for your veggies, for your chips, whatever you like to dip them in. For me, it's the wings. For you, the possibilities are endless. As good as homemade dip, plus real herbs and spices and ingredients you'll find in your own kitchen. Check out Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dips wherever you buy your groceries. Get them today.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. Here's something that ECO stands for that you did not see coming. Okay. Echocardiogram. I did not see that coming.
Get Eco.
ECO. Most people think if they call someone about their furnace or heat pump, some unscrupulous salesman is going to pressure them to buy a whole new unit, even if their old one could be repaired and give them years more service.
Get Eco.
ECO. Your heart starts racing and you're sweating and breathing funny and your echocardiogram just goes nuts. I'll say. As the guy who invented those hospital wristbands that always stick to your arm hair, I know a thing or two about echocardiograms.
Get Eco.
ECO. But call ECO and our team will explain all your options, what you can fix, how much it costs, and how that compares to a whole new system. And your echocardiogram? Nice and flat. I mean flat-ter. Actually, flat is bad. Don't worry, they didn't let me invent any of the medical stuff.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Bishop and Friends.
Which window did you prefer?
Noon. Let's get up and let's get to it because after the game was over, you got more time to recover, go out.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
When November turns to December, we all get a little nostalgic, don't we? Thinking about Christmas days spent with family and friends. Some still here, some not. Memories are a crucial part of Christmas. Make new memories at Oakland Nursery this season. Become engulfed with the scent of pine, holiday music serenading you over the speakers, and the crisp air. From Christmas trees to wreaths to decorative roping to gifts, Oakland is a Christmas staple. Celebrate the season of giving. Merry Christmas from Oakland Nursery.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Share all the holiday joy this season with the convenient shipping and enhanced network of the United States Postal Service. Visit USPS.com/holidayride.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Let's get a look here at that 10 weather impact forecast today. Looking at a few on-again, off-again snow showers, light accumulations possible. Other than that, 38 for the high temperature. Tonight, dropping off down to the low 30s. Heading into tomorrow, we'll be looking at some black ice on bridges and overpasses in the morning, and then warming above freezing by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. With plenty to get to today. We're going to talk to our guy Adam Rittenberg around the Big Ten coming up at 3:34. We'll ask him about, this top 5 matchup. We'll probably get into some stuff about the SEC too. I'm curious
around the Big Ten.
Well, I'm curious to get his thoughts on why he thinks his colleagues around college football are just so adamant that an undefeated Big Ten team that's played a Power 5 schedule shouldn't even be in consideration for the playoffs, but like 8 SEC teams, some of which have 3 losses, should still be considered. That whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll have a good answer on it. I just want to know what he has to say.
I don't know. I mean, do you, Bone? Do you think that narrative is ever going to die? I don't think it will.
Well,
I think we're too deep into history now in the SEC and the way football is down there.
I'm guessing.
I think it's just here to stay.
There's one way for it to die. And that is to repeatedly, over a period of years, when you play them in playoff games, smoke them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like
in playoff games,
if Oregon plays Georgia and beats them by, 18, then that shuts that down a little bit, doesn't it? If Ohio State plays Alabama and beats them, and I know you're going to say well, they've done that before. Yes, but it can't just be Ohio State doing it. It has to be Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, if Indiana gets there, whoever, whoever these teams get there and they play an SEC team, they need to win that game and they need to win it convincingly. And it probably will take a few years of that happening before you will see this narrative change.
Did Penn State with Coach Loser just go down to Auburn and rip them to shreds last season or the season before?
They did.
I mean, maul them.
Yeah, but see, this is the SEC narrative that's great.
But Auburn was down that year.
Auburn sucks. So, hey.
That's the whole point.
No.
See, they're supposed to be a national title contender, and now they suck. It's like other conferences where guys ebb and flow.
Yeah, you don't get it. When a Big Ten team beats Auburn, that is clearly an indication that Auburn was down and it doesn't matter, and that's all stupid.
Right.
But when Florida, a 500 team, beats LSU, hey, they're both just. You got to realize that's the toughness of the FCC, and that's why it's so hard to play in that conference. And so that is actually a reason why you should have 5 SEC teams in this thing.
You could argue that, Bama going to Vanderbilt and losing is actually a good look for them.
Isn't that the insanity of what we're saying?
Sign of the conference. And also,
but do you think
because of what Kirby Smart was saying there on the field after the game, really great look for Tennessee,
Well, do you think it would be,
good job out of them?
To your point, do you think it would be a good look if, let's say last weekend, Oregon had actually lost that game to Wisconsin for the Big Ten? No.
Yeah.
No. Everyone would say, oh, look, Oregon, they're paper tiger. They weren't any good.
Yeah.
They lost to that crappy Wisconsin team. But if a big-time SEC team goes and gets upset by one of the lesser thans in the SEC, that shows you how deep the conference is. So at some point, you do have to address the narratives that are being put out that have nothing to do with whatever actually happens on the field. That's the part that gets annoying.
You talk about being behind the 8 ball and just having to climb the ladder, and go like 2 or 3 rungs above what the actual race might be.
Yeah.
Just to get that respect. And Adam is interesting because Adam Rittenberg of ESPN, that is, because the network now, and this is a big part of the discussion, they, of course, have the controlling interest with the conference, and they are putting all those SEC games in prime time. That's their big partner right now.
Oh, sure.
And then we all know that the college football playoff is an ESPN product too. But Adam, he covers the Big Ten. And
he covers
cares
all
about
of college
Big Ten
football,
but covers all college football.
And he's a Northwestern guy, but obviously he covers all of it. And I think he does a great job. So that's why we'll talk to him coming up. We may also ask him about this. So Ohio State, they have announced that this is in in response to the lawsuit that was settled, this giant $1 billion lawsuit.
Yeah.
That
the big lawsuit. Yeah. The one where Tyvus doesn't get any money.
Yes. So
because he missed it by a year, I think.
Yeah. So players now are eligible to get paid directly by the schools. The governor of the state, Mike DeWine, put an executive order earlier this week saying,
what did he say?
Yeah, that's allowed.
How did he say it?
Yes. Fran and I were doing macrame, and I saw the big news that billions of dollars are now available to college athletes. So I said, hold on, Fran, put the macrame down. I'm going to go do an executive order here. Excuse me.
Yeah, sign that up, Governor. Sign that up, Governor. And I was talking about the back pay. That was another part of this lawsuit that kind of doesn't come up here, but they have to come up with a giant pile of cash to pay athletes, I think, going back to 2015.
Yep.
And those could be in differing amounts. You had to draw the line somewhere. 16?
It's 2016. That's why Tyvus doesn't get any.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's that. Dang it! Should have come. It didn't get drafted. Should have come back. Oh well.
So there are scholarship adjustments to this. One of the things that Ohio State did, which is I think good, is part of this settlement, the NCAA has said there are going to be scholarship limitations on everything because you can't just put
limitations.
You can't have all the scholarships going to one sport or two sports. You need to have them sprinkled out. But they put limits on this so that they don't go crazy one way or the other. Now, Ohio State is saying we are going to have scholarships for all 30. We're going to have sports, all 36 varsity sports still going to be in place, but we're not going to have as many scholarships for every sport everywhere.
Right. There's going to be a drawback in overall number of athletes at Ohio State in those 36 sports. For instance, football will come down from 120 to 105 in overall players on the roster, but all of those will be, and I would assume, full ride scholarships because it's football.
No.
Okay.
They actually said
partial.
This is what I found interesting because it says here, there's a quote in this Ross Bjork, news piece. He says in the statement he put out, it is not clear yet, or something to that effect of we're going to look at maybe not all of those scholarships are full ride. But
I was saying I don't think we know that yet with football. I'm just saying operating under that assumption that those ones will be.
And that will be
not the whole all around the block. Oh, of course not.
That will be up to the conference, it appears, too, because the SEC has come out and said we're going to have 85 scholarships. They're going to be full ride for football. End of discussion. Big Ten, apparently, according to Ross Bjork, is kicking around the idea of you could have more scholarships, but it might be based on need.
Yeah.
So it also might be based on, hey, we really only have like 75 guys that need scholarships, so we will do partial scholarships for maybe 20 or 30 more players where we're not limited to 85 people getting a scholarship, but not all 80, let's say it's 90 people get a scholarship, all 90 of them aren't getting full rights, for football. They may adjust that based on need for the program, need for whatever else. So interesting. It's a new kind of era that we're in.
$20.5 million or so to try to go around.
The biggest part of this is those scholarships are separate from that $20 million. The biggest part of this is that there will be $20 million on the table for athletes to get paid directly from the school.
And they're still going to refer to that as NIL or revenue sharing. There's going to be the term.
They're not employees yet, but it's another step closer to that. So we'll take a break, come back. We will talk with Adam Rittenberg about some of this, what it changes for college sports, and some of that discussion about the college football playoffs, what's coming up for the Buckeyes this weekend with Indiana, all that next. It's Adam Rittenberg coming up next on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
Watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70 on the east side at 33 that's causing some holdup. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay on southbound 315 between King Avenue and 670. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through November 30th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1. The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid November 1st through November 30th. See store for details.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
If your garage door is so old that somehow it was there before your house was, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes with beautiful Clopay doors. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Come try Skyline Chili's new mac and cheese 3-way, made with creamy cavatappi pasta in a 3-cheese blend, topped with Skyline chili and their shredded Wisconsin cheddar. The new mac and cheese 3-way at participating Skyline locations for a limited time.
Make the most of your holidays with the Kroger app. You can enjoy over $600 in digital coupons every week. Get access to low prices and earn fuel points to save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. The Kroger app makes it easy to save this holiday season. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, frozen grade A Kroger brand turkey is 49 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon and an additional $25 purchase. Limit 1. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-Cheese, Pepperoni, or Extreme Meat Pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the Fan. Very good. Now set the second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Okay, name? Occupation? Great. You get a brand new Kia. For less than lunch. Under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Is that a turkey?
Of course. We're talking turkey. With event pricing and the credit approve-a-thon.
Wow, and new Kias are less than lunch?
Yes, under $5 a day. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
Wow, that's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
He just got an EV6 with 0% financing.
Lucky goose.
Turkey.
Turkey, right. But I'd never get approved.
If you've got a job, you ride.
You guys are great.
Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
GreatLakesKia.com.
You're such a ham.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Have you tried all the great new food at Ohio Stadium? Each home game, the Levy Culinary Team creates a burger named after the opponent. Taste the competition burger. This Saturday will feature the Indiana Italian Burger, a fresh beef patty, topped with house-made marinara, giardiniera, herb ricotta, and finished with roasted mushrooms, bacon, and cheddar. Try the Indiana Italian Burger at the Taste the Competition burger carts at Section 8 on A deck and Section 12 on C deck on game day.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone present Around the Big Ten with Adam Rittenberg.
Every Thursday this year time, we talk to our guy, ESPN's own Adam Rittenberg, on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Adam, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, of course, we can get into the big game that we actually have here in Big Ten land, Ohio State versus Indiana. Your thoughts on that are welcome. I guess before we get into that, though, can you help me understand why, like, the last 2 weeks, it feels like most of the media has suddenly jumped on the idea that Indiana not only might be a little overrated, but they almost don't deserve to even be in college football? Like, when did this narrative happen, and how did it happen so quickly with that?
Well, I think you have obviously a lot of powerful voices out of the SEC, and you have a lot of contenders from that league that, again, objectively have played a tougher schedule than Indiana. But I also don't know how many of the people that are criticizing Indiana have actually watched them play, and they just look at the slate that they went through. And, I think once you dive into the numbers, or even do some common opponent comparisons, they were way more impressive against Nebraska, for example, than Ohio State was. And they haven't had, until Michigan, they didn't have a close call like Penn State did at USC or like Tennessee did against a very average Florida team. They haven't lost a game like Ole Miss did against a really bad Kentucky team or a, slightly better than average LSU team. So, if they were in more of those games, might they have a loss by now? It's possible. Should it dramatically change your impression of how good a team they are? Not if you look at the numbers. This is a team that leads the nation in scoring margin and rushing defense. Those are two pretty good statistics last time I checked, because it tells you they're blowing people out and they're not letting you run the ball on them. And that's hard to do regardless of your schedule in a major conference.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Adam. Adam, another game that's coming up here on Saturday at 3:30. I thought a couple weeks ago after the Buckeyes beat Penn State that maybe they could be at risk of a stumbling block just from what we've seen in the past from the Nittany Lions. But I don't so much feel that way anymore. But you tell me, Minnesota hosting them, what do you see out of the Gophers? They're always such a weird team, especially late. They seem like they can come up with a big win or two.
Right. They had a big win a couple of weeks ago against Illinois, and it looked like they were, rolling, and then they struggle against Rutgers on the road. So, they've had a little time to prepare for this game. I think the key for Penn State is going to be, can they stop the run? If you can stop the run, you typically can beat Minnesota. And Penn State has, a lot of experience on the road this year. They started out a game at West Virginia that was delayed by weather. They go out to USC and have that dramatic comeback with Tyler Warren and others. And then they have to come back as well, I think, to beat Wisconsin. I know they were struggling a little bit in that game and then had a great second half. So, they won't be intimidated going there. And, again, these are the games that James Franklin wins. He doesn't win the big games, but he wins games like this. And I would expect them to understand what's on the line. But Minnesota will give them a good shot. It's definitely one that I'm watching. There's several games this week and even next week that can really change the playoff race, and this is one of them. Because if Penn State loses, they're out of the race. And I think that message will be delivered very clearly by James Franklin to that locker room.
I'll also turn my microphone on around the Big Ten with our guy Adam Rittenberg on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. There was a note put out today by Ross Bjork, AD of Ohio State, echoing some of the things we're seeing around college football. Schools now have the opportunity to use some of the cash that comes in for NIL and pay the players directly. As part of that, he brought up the fact that in the Big Ten, they're going to probably go the route of doing some partial scholarships for football. They're going to have some different ideas there than maybe what the SEC is doing. The SEC has said they're going to have an 85 scholarship limit like they currently have now. Do you see more dynamics changing in college football because of this ruling that came down that billions of dollars are going out to pay college athletes? Do you ever foresee in the future these schools getting to a point where it just flat out becomes employment and it's not just NIL contractor work? It's like you're an employee of the school. Do you think that's where we're headed, Adam?
Yeah, I do, and I just don't know when. I think it just makes it so much cleaner, and you don't have this annual, oh my God, who's going to be leaving the team? I have no idea. They're not bound to us by any sort of contract. We're paying them, but we don't know how long we're going to be paying them because they can go into the portal whenever they want. That's just a very difficult way to do business over time. And obviously, I think it's good that the schools are more directly involved in the payments. It makes sense. And I do think ideally, I know I talked to a lot of coaches that would like to go to flat out employment because then they know who's under contract for however many, however the two sides agree on it. So I think that's a much cleaner way of doing business. And then I think the partial scholarship thing is interesting. I was talking to an FCS coach about that last night. It's something that's being talked about at other levels of the sport. Is that a workaround with the walk-ons in that you can't get a full scholarship, but you can get a partial scholarship, and we'll keep our full scholarship numbers down a little bit.
Yeah, I find it all very interesting. And I do wonder, Adam, I wonder who benefits from it not going to an employment thing. Obviously, a lot of us fans don't really know how to handle that. That's a weird adjustment to have to make. But when you look at it, the coaches want the guarantees to know that their players will be there. The players probably would like to have something in concrete that says you're getting this amount for doing this amount of work. is it just the NCAA continuing to hold on to that student athlete thing? Is there any interest from like the TV partners saying, hey, we kind of like all the drama and all the coverage that we get out of this? Or is it just the NCAA?
Why can't TV revenue also get split with them?
Well,
and I'm sure that's coming at some point,
Yeah, it's coming next year. Yeah. That'll happen next year. I mean, I think right now the model's great for the athletes. I mean, I think they're the ones that seem to be a little bit concerned about the possible employment model, because right now they have all the power. I mean, they can get the money that they're with the collectives or now maybe from the schools, and they can still go in the portal right after the regular season. So again, I think they would be the only ones, along with, you're right. I mean, the NCAA, some of the school presidents just coming to terms with the fact that some of your students at your university are also employees. Once I think more people get over that, I think we'll be in that spot.
Yeah, Adam, remind me, you just said right there about the revenue split with TV money. Is there anything in place yet from the college football playoff that you know of? Because I know in college basketball, they're about to go out and do one of these tournaments where the entire thing is going to benefit the players. Like it'll go into an NIL budget for them. I think with going into this era, there almost needs to be like certain games or events that are earmarked where most of that revenue can get split for the players. So you can have those funds to pay these guys.
Yeah, I don't know of anything that's in place, but again, all of the revenue that's coming to the schools through media rights, through the playoff is part of, the settlement that was agreed upon between the players' attorneys and the NCAA. So what is it, $22 million will be set aside, and obviously that could go up in the future. So yeah, it's certainly a great time to be a college athlete right now.
The last thing I've got for you, Adam, obviously the matchup here, we're all concerned about Indiana, Ohio State, which is not something I ever would have thought I would have asked you about before the start of the season about this game in November. However, here we are. Buckeyes lose a big piece. Seth McLaughlin, their center, he is done for the year. This defensive line, as you mentioned it for Indiana, they are tough against the run. How big of a challenge will they pose for this offensive line that's now Ohio State yet again having to move some pieces around?
Yeah, if you want to be a little depressed or concerned as a Buckeye fan, dive into the rushing defense numbers for Indiana, because not only do they lead the nation in rushing by 7 yards per carry, or 7 yards per game rather, they basically hit everybody. No one gets yards before they get contacted against Indiana. So they're just a swarming defense, and this is mostly transfers. James Madison guys. There's a Kent State defensive tackle who transferred in, and they play really well together. And that group, kept them in that game in some ways in the second half against Michigan, because their offense, Indiana's offense, was doing absolutely nothing, but neither was Michigan's really. So yeah, that's a group that I would be a little concerned with if I'm Ohio State. I may have to rely more on Will Howard to make plays. I may have to try to stretch the field from a perimeter standpoint, because I don't know if I'm going to get a whole lot from Judkins and Henderson, even though those two have been playing pretty well.
Last thing, Adam, I heard you got to hang out with Paul Keels and Jim Lachey out there at Wrigley Field. So glad that connection happened, and glad you guys got to be a part of the radio show there. That was great.
No doubt. Always great to see those guys, and I think it was Paul's first broadcast at Wrigley. He's a legend, obviously, in the Big Ten, and certainly was cool to see him have that experience.
Very cool. It was like I got some chocolate in my peanut butter. My peanut butter got in my chocolate. It was like a little, whoa, hang on a second. Two different worlds colliding there. It was pretty nice. I liked it. That was cool.
Right.
Adam, we'll see you next week, okay?
All right, guys. Thanks.
There you go. Adam Rittenberg around the Big Ten on the Bryant Heating and Cooling System Fan Guest Hotline. When we come back, we will give you some good news for the Jackets. Details next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to find traffic is moving a little slow on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 315 and 71. And you're going to hit some residual traffic due to an earlier accident on northbound 71 on the north side near 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. Take advantage of Z-Bart's Black Friday deals all month long. Shield your truck with a Rhino Lining Spray-On Bed Liner, $100 off. Defend against rust and corrosion with undercoating, $50 off. Restrictions may apply. See store for complete details. Z-Bar, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED, and as a Promenic restorative health practice, we've literally seen countless thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season. A renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It's football season. That means it's time for wings, right? Flaps, drums, however you like to get them. I like my wings with a nice dip. And that's why I love Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dip. These are delicious dips for your wings, for your veggies, for your chips, whatever you like to dip them in. For me, it's the wings. For you, the possibilities are endless. As good as homemade dip, plus real herbs and spices and ingredients you'll find in your own kitchen. Check out Daisy Sour Cream, French Onion, and Ranch Dips wherever you buy your groceries. Get them today.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Morning Juice.
There's an old saying, Bean, don't let the Lord hit you where the good Lord splits you. My grandma would say that. It's a polite way of saying GTFO.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
I'm Rick Reichard. Get Black Friday pricing now at Reichard Ford, because we're dealing. Everyone knows that Black Friday is a wild time to buy a car. Reichard Ford learned from last year, so we've already dropped our prices. Fresh incentives from Ford have just been announced, so guess what? You want the best Black Friday selection? You want super sale Black Friday pricing? You want to skip the Black Friday insanity? Well, you get all that this week at #1 Reichard Ford. New 2024 F-150s available with 1.9% APR financing. Or get up to $8,000 off of MSRP. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Broncos. 100 to choose from. Beat the crowd, save more money, shop the best selection at Reichard Ford's pre-Black Friday sale. The largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio. At Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichardFord.com. Based on 2023 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region offers end 12/2 on approved credit. Come in now, because we're dealing.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
Oh, Hope your Thursday's going well. Timmy Hall is in. Panama Ted is here. I'm T-Bone. I'm always here, except for when I'm not. Coming up, 4 o'clock hour, Degenerate T-Bone in the 4 o'clock hour, 4:48. Also have a Fat Boy food tip coming up next. A couple good little tidbits in that, including some food we got from Ohio State today, so we will talk about that. But good news for the Jackets. They reactivated, or not reactivated, they activated him. Forward Kent Johnson off injured reserve, so that's good. He's missed the last 14 games, had an upper body injury. He suffered against Buffalo back on October 17th. Also, again, I know Mike would hate this if he was here, and I said this to him. I can't believe October 17th was 14 games ago. I know they played a lot of games too, but that feels like, I feel like we're still in early October, and I just realized next week is Thanksgiving. So it is suddenly creeping up on me that
in the Michigan game,
it's moving.
The Michigan game is coming.
I know, but he hates that when we say man, can you believe it's November? Yeah, I know. He says yes, I can.
He does.
But I have the last couple weeks. It's just kind of flown by all of a sudden.
Oh, I'm always thinking it, but I'm always bracing for it too, because I'm the guy at the station that is the king of anticipation.
Oh, we know.
It's all about what's ahead of you. It's not the actual moment. I get that way when it's vacation, because you don't get that many of them in this life. So when they approach, I get really excited for that build up to it. That week of work right before the week off. That's a great week, because you just sort of coast to it. But I'm with you. I know what you mean. Once you get into football season, we are so fast paced, and it could be disorienting at times. And then hockey season comes along, as we're talking about the Jackets and some guys that they'll get back here, but basketball season comes in right after that. And then there's so much going on a nightly basis that the weekdays just fly by, and you're just right at the next weekend. And here we are. I really am starting to get nervous, not to go off subject, but the Michigan game coming up next week.
Oh.
And the simple fact that we know that they haven't beaten them yet, shockingly, this decade.
Ugh.
With the 1 year off in this matchup.
I don't like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's going to have to end.
I know.
It's going to have to end next Saturday.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. And I know there are a lot of Buckeye fans who aren't that nervous about this Indiana game, or at least I get the sense that's the case.
I'm sensing that, too, that there's not a lot of nerves.
Listen, I'm not buying the narrative that comes from the SEC on this. I have watched Indiana play. They are good.
Yeah, me too.
I think Ohio State is better. I think they're deeper. They're more talented. They have better players at more positions that over the course of a game, the Buckeyes should be able to get the job done. What I saw from this Ohio State team at State College, at Penn State, that was a different thing. That's the level they have to play this weekend. I am just pointing out that Indiana, it is not like they got to this record by luck. They do some really good things.
Oh, I mean, yes.
I've been gassing up Kurt Signetti all week, and I'm not trying to do that like a WWE hype man. I'm telling you, this dude, I Googled him. He's right.
I know. His system has worked everywhere. It's not just that this is a flash in the pan season for him as a coach.
No.
He just had a 2-year stint at JMU, barely enough time to set your stuff up for a program that was still transitioning from the FCS level.
This guy
just getting used to full-blown Division I football, and 11-1 in the second year.
This guy was coaching on the sidelines when NC State took Ohio State to the wire back in 2003 with Phillip Rivers.
That's right.
And Chuck Amato at the head coaching level. He was on the sidelines for that game.
Oh, I can hear Chuck Amato's voice now.
He has recruited guys, including, he wasn't on campus when Russell Wilson was on campus with NC State, but he was part of the recruiting process to get that guy there.
Kurt Signetti.
He left that job to go to Alabama, where he recruited a bunch of dudes who won a national championship, the first one for Nick Saban at Alabama. Right? So the idea with this guy that he's just a plucky coach from, dude, he might be their Jim Tressel. Okay, I don't want to put it too.
Why do you think they locked him up? Do you agree with that?
Of course.
A lot of people were questioning that.
No,
I don't think that's Mel Tucker stuff. Because again, look at Google him. Look at him. Look at what had been done before he got to Indiana. Now, just because you had this hot start doesn't mean you're going to be 10-0 to start next year. And I don't think that's reasonable to expect that as good as the conference and as deep as the conference will be most years. You can't expect USC to be down like this. Washington's in this league. UCLA and Oregon are in this league now with all those other old powers. Nebraska might have a little bit of rise in third year with Matt Rule, but I think this is the guy that gets Indiana football back to a full-time competitive state.
Well, beyond that, he's also the type of guy that, confidence, especially in the college ranks, comes from your coach. Like, if your coach has that level where he just exudes confidence, your players start to have that too.
Exudes.
Right. Well, it's a word, I just use it. That's all. But he's
NBD. Just a man spanning that dictionary.
That's right. But I'm telling you,
that one out.
This guy, he does. It's not like, again, sometimes you see guys that get this, they get like a year, they have a good little season, and you hear him talk and you go, man, this guy is a little out of his depth. He must have gotten lucky with some guys and some recruits and whatever. You hear this guy talk. This is someone who's like, yeah, man, I'm not afraid of the moment because he's been in those moments. He's been there for 20 plus years. He coached at high levels. It wasn't, I don't know why he decided to go the smaller college route as a head coach, why he didn't go up the, offensive coordinator level for a few years. He jumped right to head coach after being like a wide receivers coach. That's a path he took. But this is a guy who definitely, I think, can get the job done. And his players carry that confidence with them. So, yeah, it's not a flash in the pan that this guy's good. I'm not saying they're beating Ohio State. I'm telling you.
No, I think Ohio State wins this game.
To think that it's something that Ohio State's just going to go out there and beat them by 40, or 30.
They won't.
I think this is going to be a very tough test for this Buckeye team. And then I think they'll pass it. And then they got to go do it again against Michigan.
Agreed.
And then you got to do it again against, hopefully, Oregon.
And I think Indiana, again, found a little bit of that in that second half against Michigan where there was some serious game pressure. Yeah. There was a lot riding on that. Even though Michigan had dropped off, they were still the defending national champs. They had dropped off this season. Obviously, their offense was absent. They haven't had an answer at quarterback, which is embarrassing for them, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. I don't care if you had guys on the coaching staff leave. You just won the national championship. You should have another guy right there waiting in the wings if your program is really back. You think that'd be acceptable at Ohio State? No. You come off a national championship season. I don't care if you get dinged for some kind of, baby tat gate kind of scandal. You had better be ready. Like, you had better have something coming off of that kind of year. And you're talking about, toiling with 500 football. But I thought they were going to blow the doors off them in the second half. Indiana, that is. And they saw a team kind of, clamp them down, but they still passed the test.
You're right. We'll see how it goes. We got a few more days to wait for it. Till then, it's Fat Boy Food Tip coming up next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70 on the east side at 33. And we've got a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side from 670 to 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio 811. Call before you dig. Contact Ohio 811 at least 48 hours before you dig. It's easy to do, and it's the law. Centerpoint Energy, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, and Enbridge Gas want you to dig safely. Contact Ohio 811 every time you dig. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
At Humana,
Our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options and choose a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll feel confident because you have plan options that fit your needs. You could have a plan with a $0 premium and even personalized care from a wide network of doctors, or all-in-one plans that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. When it comes to the benefits and support you need, Humana has Medicare Advantage plans made for your well-being and your wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Okay, name? Occupation? Great, you get a brand new Kia. For less than lunch, under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Is that a turkey?
Of course, we're talking turkey. With event pricing and the credit approve-a-thon.
Wow, and new Kias are less than lunch?
Yes, under $5 a day. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All three under $5 a day.
Wow, that's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
He just got an EV6 with 0% financing.
Lucky goose.
Turkey.
Turkey, right. But I'd never get approved.
If you've got a job, you ride.
You guys are great.
Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
GreatLakesKia.com.
You're such a ham.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. It's Hockey Fights Cancer Night at Nationwide Arena as the Columbus Blue Jackets host the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7. Forward Kent Johnson, who has missed the last 14 games with a shoulder injury, has been activated off IR and returns to the lineup. Elvis Merzlikins gets the start in goal. Pre-game coverage here on The Fan gets underway at 6:30. Thursday night football tonight, the Cleveland Browns hosting AFC North rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, at 8:15. You can hear that one over on ESPN Columbus, beginning with pre-game coverage at 6:30. 4 days after decommitting from USC, five-star quarterback Julian Lewis, the number 2 recruit in the country, has committed to Colorado. This one's sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. For those over the age of 60, Awaken 180 Golden has gotten 10 times better. Introducing sleep coaching, simple meal plans, and even age reversal. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
You can always tweet the program at Man and Bone 971. You can text the program, burner phone 614-787-3093. Jackets time tonight, Tampa Bay, here in town. 6:30 coverage starts, 7 o'clock puck drop right here on The Fan. Timmy, I was telling you this before the show, and we have reached this age with my youngest now. My youngest is 5. Where my older two give me a lot of updates on what is like slang, what are terms that are used. They just say things in casual conversation, and
Absolutely.
I go, what does that mean? And so I have to figure all that out. I'm getting old. I have 3 kids. Oldest is 14, youngest is 5. My 5-year-old, though, usually is like my little kid. She's my little girl. Like, she still is just, I can tell her anything. She can pretty much believe it, right? She's not She's not out in the world enough yet to know all the new stuff and educate me on things. Until now, just the other day, she started doing that because we like to do little fist bumps. There's a movie called Big Hero 6. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, I have seen Big Hero 6.
I love Big Hero 6.
Pretty good.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
It's a good animated movie.
Yeah. So it's
What's
essentially
that, Baymax. It's like the
But if
the how can I help you thing.
Yes. Guy creates a robot to take care of
It's like a
people.
medical robot. It helps you out if you're sick or dying. Yeah.
And it goes from there. There's a villain.
And then becomes a hero.
Yes, right. But there's a part of that movie where they teach Baymax, this robot, how to do a fist bump.
Right.
And so he goes, because he can't,
yeah.
he doesn't really know how to do it.
Blow it up now.
Yes.
Like blow it up.
Right, exactly. So that's what we usually do. Me and Abby will do the fist bump and the thing. turkey. She says turkey.
Turkey.
And I said, what? And she sticks her hand on my fist like a big 5.
Oh, yes.
And makes the feathers and says, now it's a turkey. And I said, how did you become this cool? I didn't know. She's learning stuff. So I can't riz her up. I can't, what's the other, Skibbity toilet, whatever.
Skibbity toilet, which they're selling Skibbity toilets at Target. Oh, my God. Like, what are we doing? First, it was that little boy, Ryan's Toys, right? Like, these parents made this 3-year-old just review toys. And then it just became $1 billion thing, which, by the way, the other cool thing about the turkey is when, she hit you with the turkey, you can hear Common Man from across the city start to go.
That's right. He is.
And he just gobbles everywhere. But anyway,
exactly
I can't get over some of these memes that turn into products.
Yeah.
They don't just become memes that make people a lot of money. It's like if the Hawk Tuah girl, if there's going to be some kind of product, which you can already,
I'm sure
you can already envision it.
There
you
has
can already
to be
envision
right?
some kind of, thing.
I don't know what we should be envisioning at this point, but I'll take your, you know what it is? It's a Hawk Tuah.
I don't know if Ted said that in my ear or over the air.
He said it in your ear, buddy. I know he did. No, but maybe there's there's a bird.
To it in my ear.
There's like a bird toy, a Hawk Tuah hawk, right? Or just caw. That's what you hear, right? And it's just flying around. It's great.
That would be a great little. They can make it into a squishmallow for people of all ages to enjoy.
Again,
what's this hawk? Just a hawk. Don't worry.
Squishmallow, a term that 5 years ago meant nothing to me, and now
they're just stuffed animals.
They're not even that. They're just a stuffed little circle of things.
The guy made $1 million.
By the way, that what's the kid Ryan you said? Is that his name?
I think it was.
That opens up the toys.
Yeah, it just opens up crap.
I saw somebody post a video of that kid. Now, because he's 12 or 13 now. And, when he started making this channel, he's a little 5-year-old kid or whatever.
He's still banging?
Well, this is the thing. I saw an interview where he is on a podcast with his parents. And mom, you can tell on this podcast, because they're asking him. They're like, hey, buddy, you're 12 now. The podcast host is. He's like, and this is a video thing, right? So they're asking him, you're 12 now. You've been opening presents on TV and toys and reviewing them. And he was a cute little kid when it started, right? But now he's a teenage boy. And they're like, do you still enjoy opening toys that are meant for 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and reviewing them when you're clearly a teenager who's playing video games
maybe
and living your life?
Sports cards or whatnot now.
And you could tell mom is kind of oh, we want him to be able to do whatever he wants. He's we've made millions of dollars with this YouTube thing. And you can see the boy is kind of we have our audience that we try to take care of, but I want to live my life. I want to go to college and all that stuff. And then dad kind of jumps in and is we've really got an audience that just we've got these 5-year-olds that just watch. They love watching him, and we don't want to lose that, but we also have to capture where he's at now.
My God.
So now we're going to have him doing a video game Twitch and a whole, and it's hey, Dad, maybe let him grow up.
Do you remember?
Maybe he's made you enough money, Dad. I just don't get it.
I mean, not even millions, tens of millions. Maybe closing in on 100 mil for that
He's
empire.
Got toys in Walmart.
I know.
With his
in
name
Target
on
and
it.
Walmart, they have toys. All those. They brought their toys. So you remember the Baby Gronk interview?
Yes. Oh,
God, where we got stuff. If folks don't remember, you probably heard of the Baby Gronk dude, who might turn out to be a good recruit, a good prospect, but just
like a third
over
grader.
The top, where he's committing to all these schools that haven't even sent out offers to him, where he's 12 or 13 years old now. But there was a snippet of an interview. And they've got their thing the Bussin' with the Boys guys, they completely hate this kid's dad because of how he props him up and just uses him as the propaganda guy.
It's the most disgusting thing.
But they were on this guy's podcast, and someone had to send it out to the media, the off-air, before recording and after recording clips, where dad is just telling his son, now I want you to answer it like this, and make sure that you make a pose like this and do this with your arms and flex a little bit and say, I'm a beast, and say it like this and say, I'm a beast. And the guys that were recording were like, do you want to do you want to do that again? Do you want us to not use that snippet. We can re-record. Just cringe-worthy,
dude.
Type of
and
stuff.
now it's the same thing. It's
with
that
what he's feeding to his son.
The Costco guys. It like every other week there's like a new thing, and now it's the Costco guys with the double chunk chocolate cookie. If you haven't seen that,
I don't know the Costco guys.
Just wait. It's there. It's there for
I'll
you.
be seeing them.
And again, like it starts off innocent enough. It just seems like a dad and his kid, and they're just at Costco, and they like eating the food at Costco. And now every podcast thing has had them on, and they've been referenced in things, and now like you can tell it's probably going to Dad's head, and Dad's now going to try to find a way to turn this into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. You got a little kid there who's just like, let him go be a kid. Don't Macaulay Culkin these kids. You know what I mean? Don't make them have to be out there if they don't want to be. All right, enough. I'll get off the soapbox. I promise. My kid hits a turkey. I'm just going to tell you, that's what she does. Yeah. All right, Fat Boy food tip. Let's do it.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy food tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
All right, Timmy, today we were able to try another Taste of Competition burger. This is from the Levy culinary team over there at Ohio Stadium. They're the ones who are in charge of all the food that you get when you go to a Buckeye basketball game, Buckeye football game, anything else over there. They're the ones making it. The Taste of Competition burger this week, it is the Indiana Italian burger, a fresh burger patty topped with house-made marinara, giardiniera. The giardiniera is what makes it, I've been told.
That's what makes it. Yep.
Herb ricotta. I went to school with that guy. Herb ricotta.
Good guy, Herb.
And finish with roasted mushrooms, bacon, and cheddar. Try the Indiana Italian burger at the Taste of Competition burger carts at Section 8 on A deck and Section 12 on C deck this Saturday for Indiana. So this burger, like it said,
yeah,
it's a lot going on this one. I'll be the first to say I enjoy all the flavors. It is an intense flavor on this one. The marinara coupled with the giardiniera coupled with
it was hot.
They put some jalapenos in this thing.
I agree.
It had a little spice to it, but it's balanced with that ricotta cheese was very good. And then you get the bacon and the cheese. Now, you know me, I'm not a huge mushroom guy. I did take a couple bites with the mushroom, and then I flicked the rest off because I don't like mushrooms. But if you do...
I'm not the biggest mushroom on a burger guy.
There's a decent amount on there, too. So you get a nice mixture of all that. I'll tell you this, if it's cool there, it's supposed to be in the 40s and overcast all day. I like something that gives you a little bit of heat when it's a cold day out like that, and you're going to be out there in the wind and all that.
I love spicy. I love the giardiniera and the heat aspect to it. I was telling you this, I could quit the radio station and become just a burger truck guy and focus on nothing but burgers for the rest of my life, and also have like a portion of my menu that's dedicated to doing something new every single week. Never been done before. I don't think I could have ever come up with those exact combinations of toppings on a burger.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the uniqueness that this whole process is showing us, and it's giving you a different option. If I'm going to the stadium, I think it's neat to have something different than just that classic American-style burger with the same toppings, because I feel like most ballparks, football stadiums, baseball stadiums, I think we're doing a better job of that in the last 10 years across the board with the food service programs, but in the past, you would always get such plain, bland stuff. So this really is great. And if anyone knows, because I try to do some research, because these burgers are supposed to have something to do with maybe something local or something that you could find in that state. I couldn't find, with quick internet research, this kind of Italian burger and any link to Bloomington.
I talked to the guys.
So if you guys know anything, send it my way. I'd be interested to read it.
I talked to the guys. They said, well, it's two things. One, a lot of the stuff in the Midwest, you do have like big pockets of Italian populations in Ohio and Indiana, in Illinois.
Okay.
So like that was part of it.
Okay.
And then they said, also, we just really want to do an Italian burger, and
so here it is.
This was what we had. So
here it is.
So there you go. So that's the connection, but it's good. I liked it. So check it out. Again, that is on A deck. Go by Section 8. They have the cart there. C deck, Section 12 on game day. You can try that out this weekend at the game if you're going. We'll come back. We have got an update for you on the Big Ten. They are admitting they did something wrong. And that admission is not involving letting Rutgers and Nebraska in, but it is something else. We will tell you that next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some slower traffic on eastbound 670 between Leonard Avenue and 5th Avenue. And there's a couple-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side between Hamilton Road and 270. This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on everything you need to celebrate the holidays, all for $15 and under. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macysbackstage.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether you need a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today. Roof Revivers. We fix leaky roofs.
New building after new building means traffic, and more traffic. And it's just getting worse.
3 cars smashed up on 5th Avenue, so it's a nightmare.
With no room for any extra lanes in all this new building, what's the city going to do about it? We're asking you tough questions. How are we going to handle all of that? And seeking solutions.
We're looking to increase COTA service by about 50%.
Boomtown, all new tonight on 10 TV News at 6 and streaming on 10 TV Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune. Weeknights at 7:30 on 10 TV.
Common Man here for Diamonds Direct. It's the biggest and most spectacular sale of the year, and it's starting now. Where? You guessed it, Diamonds Direct. For the first time ever, too, it's bigger than ever. I don't know what that means, but it's in the copy. I'm going to read it. Take 20% off virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, anything to make the holidays sparkle. This weekend, they're decking the halls with an expanded selection, and top designers will be in the store. 20% off now through Sunday. Shop early for Christmas. Get the year's best value prices. Maybe you're saying, well, they can't possibly have engagement rings included. Yes, they do. Thousands of them on sale. Wedding bands, too. So if you're popping the question this Christmas season, the only place to go is Diamonds Direct. Skip the Black Friday madness this year with Diamonds Direct. They're open all weekend. Sunday, open for the best selection, quality, and price. Shop Direct. Diamonds Direct on Polaris Parkway, right in front of Polaris Fashion Place. DiamondsDirect.com.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app or listen at home on your smart speaker or open up the iHeartRadio app or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
If your garage door doesn't have windows, but you can still see through it, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
Gambling too much? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Mary Haven, where we offer in-person, virtual, and group options. We're here for you no matter what, and that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Go to maryhaven.com today.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy, windy, and cold on this Thursday with a couple of scattered snow showers early this evening. Temperatures in the 30s, feels like the 20s. Overnight down to around 30 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. We'll see a few slick spots early on Friday morning on the bridges and overpasses. Aside from that, more clouds, wind, and cold with rain showers in the afternoon. Highs in the mid-40s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Murdering brain cells, one show at a time. Back to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Timmy Hall is in. Man and Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company right here on The Fan. So Ryan Day, he was talking about the tackle that happened on Jeremiah Smith in the game this past week. Northwestern, obviously.
Not good.
Ohio State won that game in a big way, but Robert Fitzgerald for Northwestern, he was the guy who was seen grabbing Jeremiah Smith's ankle and twisting it after he's already on the ground. It obviously is not good at all.
Why do guys do this? Because he's not the only one. You will see this almost every week if you watch a lot of football. Somebody someone not let go of someone's legs where they've been down for a good 2-3 second count and just seem to go out of their way twisting in the opposite direction of the way that they're falling. It's so dangerous and it's unnecessary. It's already such a dangerous game. That's my problem with it. You can get hurt trying to play it in a safe way. Yeah. And everyone understands that, and everyone knows that. Then have a play done, and he's one of your best players, and you're doing that. It really is BS.
Can I tell you, though, this is one of the... And again, I'm drawing some weird conclusions here, but bear with me.
Oh, boy.
What are you going to do? Hang on. I'll finish this story, and then I'll get to what I'm going to say. So Ryan Day said, the Big Ten spoke to him and said that, yes, that should have been penalized.
Yes.
But they are reviewing it internally as to what they're going to do. So they did admit, our officials got that wrong. As you know, Ohio State also, if you haven't heard this stat, they are the number one least. Their opponents have the fewest penalty yards of anyone in college football in Division I. Big time college football. Out of like 134 teams, Ohio State's opponents have the fewest penalty yards this season of 134 teams. Ohio State is 134th in that category.
Unbelievable. Because the narrative is the exact opposite of that.
Well, I know.
That the Buckeyes get all the calls, and it's all to help Ohio State, right?
For a lot of Buckeye fans who've been watching these games, go, man, the officials seem pretty bad this year and seems rough. Well, we have gotten some, again, maybe it's just every team that plays Ohio State, the week they play Ohio State, they play their cleanest game of the season. Or you could look at things like this and say they definitely don't, and stuff's not getting called.
Well,
probably should be.
I also think that in games that are blowouts, maybe these refs are not so inclined to throw a lot of laundry at those teams that are getting whipped by 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. Don't you think that could lean into it a little bit? They're just trying, not to say that they're going to purposefully not call something that's egregious, but all that stuff that maybe they didn't have the best angle on, or some of a lot of holds, right? A lot of holds on opponents' offensive lines later in the games will get missed and not called. Yeah. But that's just something that is a player control issue, player safety issue. That's got to be called, and I hope it's punishable too.
I hope so too.
Not just like there needs to be, even if it's just a half suspension, something needs to come down on that to get that out of the game.
Before I say this, Teddy, I know Teddy tends to know more about this stuff than I do, and I know you follow it a lot more than I do, Timmy. Has anyone seen if Kirk Herbstreit and if there was ever a big like, I'm going to take 10 minutes and go, like, yell at this college football player about this. Have you seen Herbie get on a soapbox about this week, about this guy? Like you said, Tim, it happens a lot. Guys grabbing an ankle, grabbing an arm, trying to twist it, trying to get a little something extra.
I haven't seen it.
Teddy, have you seen him come out and like rip this kid for doing that?
I haven't seen anybody beyond our local media mention it.
Okay, right. That's my point. Because I have seen Herb Street multiple times this year talking about this when he's doing college football games. I know he does the Thursday night game this week.
Well, he's been on the fans a lot.
Oh, he's on the fans.
on the bottle throwers. That's been a big thing of his this year, and I don't necessarily disagree with that.
He's on them, but you know the thing he loves to get onto this is because it's going on a lot in college football. A team is rolling down the field on offense. They're not, they're moving.
Yep. The
defense has no timeouts.
Injuries.
And when someone does that, it's like you might as well have told him that someone has like robbed a bank, and he's like, oh my God, how are we letting this go on? I need you, Herbie, if you're going to soapbox anything, go soapbox that, because it does feel like in football guy culture, if you fake an injury to stop your team, again, that's a strategic thing that doesn't hurt anyone. It's just, it makes you look a little bit silly, but it might help your team win. And if you're willing to do that to help your team win, I think that should actually be applauded as opposed to, denigrated. But it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just you faking an injury, stopping the play, hoping to try to get something done, right? Maybe you can say that's bad. We can have that debate all you want. You then better, if you're going to rip someone for doing that, you better rip the guys who are actively trying to hurt someone in a game that's not like, oh, man, I ran into that guy the wrong way and he broke his leg or he broke his arm. That stuff happens in football. When you're actively trying to do that, how do you look at yourself in the mirror? How does that image of that guy where he's sitting there knowing he's getting destroyed by a better player, and then on the way down, he's like, I'm going to grab his ankle, though, and I'm going to try to make it so he can't play this year?
It felt a lot to me like this guy is so good. He's so much better than me. Yeah. So I am going to do this after the play. And that is something, that's a part of it.
And
that's just tough to get over, because we can still respect you as a defensive player, even if you're not as fast, and say you can't cover him. You know what? That I think is going to be the greatest wide receiver in Ohio State history. That guy right there. The start that he's off to, as skilled as he is, as talented as he is, and the Buckeyes have a couple injuries that they're already dealing with. It would just stink to lose a guy like that going down the stretch over something like that.
I just need to hear from the people who constantly bring up, oh, we're not going to turn this into soccer, are we? Well, we also shouldn't turn it into like assault. You know what I mean? Like, if you're playing physical football, that's fine. Some people are going to get hurt. That's the way the game works. But when you're literally, a guy is being tackled, you have nothing to do with that other than you're just going to twist a guy's ankle or try to break his arm or whatever other kind of stuff like that. I know the old school football guys say, oh, that stuff happens all the time. It shouldn't. That's stupid. That's not, does that make you feel tough? That you're like a guy's laying on the ground being held down by another man, and then you walk up and try to grab his foot and do something to it? You look like a complete wuss doing that. I don't understand it.
It's not good. But just me personally, I hate both of those things that we're talking about. I do wish that maybe a couple more prominent people that cover the game
they should speak out.
Would have highlighted this tackle attempt on Jeremiah Smith. You know me, I've always been an anti-flopper because we've talked back there because we're both big basketball fans, and I absolutely hate it. I hope Coach Bone is not teaching these young girls to flop.
No, I'm
and
not.
teaches them to play the game purely with passion in their hearts and not flop because they don't need to, because they're not that weak. They can play it tough
I'm not teaching
and not just try to bait fouls because they can actually win the game based on their talent and their hard work.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're going to call that out, that's fine. You better call out the stuff like this that actually is bad for the game. That's way worse, in my opinion, a guy doing that than someone flopping to try to help their team win a game. All right, we'll come back. A former Buckeye may have been the victim of an international crime ring. This sounds like a very bizarre story.
Teasing a movie?
No, it's a former Buckeye.
Oh.
International crime ring. We'll tell you about it next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to a crash that's on the left shoulder of northbound 270. On the west outer belt after I-70, crews are on scene causing that holdup. And we've got a 5-minute delay on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through November 30th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Hey, it's Anthony. Happy Honda Days are at Germain Honda of Dublin. Rich tells me they're going to help you celebrate your new vehicle with 0% APR up to 72 months on select 24 and 25 models with no payments for 90 days. And leases starting as low as $249 a month. Germain Honda of Dublin, where you'll get same-day service, no appointment necessary. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Strike now at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
This holiday season, give the gift of love with a ring from Diamond Seller. For over 75 years, our family has been a part of your love story. With an in-house design team available to help you create your dream ring, expert staff, and an unmatched selection, we're committed to bringing you the world's most beautiful diamonds. And here's the holiday magic. We guarantee the best price so you can make your moments memorable without a worry. For love and a ring that will last a lifetime, visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center or online at diamondseller.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. For over 3 decades, Cordell & Cordell has been on the front lines of family law. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
New building after new building means traffic, traffic, and more traffic. And it's just getting worse.
3 cars smashed up on 5th Avenue, so it's a nightmare.
With no room for any extra lanes and all this new building, what's the city going to do about it? We're asking you tough questions.
How are we going to handle all of that?
And seeking solutions.
We're looking to increase COTA service by about 50%.
Boomtown, all new tonight on 10 TV News at 6 and streaming on 10 TV Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The wheel you love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 7:30 on 10 TV.
Come try Skyline Chili's new Mac and Cheese 3-Way. Made with creamy cavatappi pasta in a 3-cheese blend. Topped with Skyline Chili and their shredded Wisconsin cheddar. The new Mac and Cheese 3-Way. At participating Skyline locations for a limited time.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle Market District and GetGo. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry at Giant Eagle Market District and GetGo.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
If it sounds like you've got a screeching pterodactyl in your garage, you don't. Your garage door just sucks. We are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we fix crappy garage doors straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. At DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The dumb is strong with this show. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Happy Thursday. Timmy Hall is in. Panama Ted is here. And I want to remind you, even though he's not here today, Common Man and I, the only place we go to do our banging is Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Yeah.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook there. It is top notch. It is the place to go. 12,000 square feet of gaming action. Tons of TVs to watch every game you're going to want to watch this weekend. I know there's probably only one game you want to watch, but let's say there's a ton of them you want to watch. They'll have them all on there for you. Plus the greatest food you're going to find at any sportsbook. It's right there. ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside the Hollywood Casino Columbus. Go check them out today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I will be there banging on Saturday at about 11:30. So I'll come out and say hi. I'll be there.
Yeah. There you go.
Little watch party.
And I think we're doing stuff Sunday too, right? I feel like, do they do On the Money there on Sunday? Scotty Vegas? Is that a thing?
I think so. I'll have to text
Maybe not.
Scotty.
I don't know. All right.
They do
sometimes
shows.
They're out there too.
Yeah. I don't know if that one's on the schedule, but there's live broadcasts coming up.
All right. Well, there's stuff
before
going
the
on.
end of the year. Yeah.
You know where you go? 971thefan.com.
Yeah, click on events. Yeah, go to the website, click on events, everything that's scheduled. But I will for sure be there Saturday at 11:30.
Go see Timmy at the casino Saturday. Hang out with him all day for whatever football action may be happening around the hours of 11:30 and say 3:30. I don't know what it could be.
I'd like to get one of those black leather recliners.
Oh,
have you seen those?
I think those are for the VIPs.
They are. They're all reserved. Those VIPs. The VIPs get it all.
Get it.
Short for Vipers. They're the betting Vipers.
Timmy, but you're a VIP.
Elite.
You're a VIP when you're out there. You should get one.
You know what it reminded me of? The old ESPN Zone. Funny how that's in the ESPN Bet.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Now.
Yeah, you're
Remember
right.
how they were just in the big cities? And
yeah,
I was one of those nerds for a while where if I was in a town that had an ESPN Zone, I wanted to go to it.
Okay.
I wanted to go check out the zone. And I wanted to sit in those leather chairs that were just pointed. They had like the table, the desk to eat your chicken fingers or whatever. And that's what I would get. That's what I was getting at these places. I just wanted to be there for the brand. That's what I was an ESPN kid.
Timmy, I can't judge. I drive out of my way to check out large gas stations. So I
right. I see there's a state with a Buc-ee's. I got to go.
That's right. That's on the list. You're exactly right. So I saw this story today. This was on Pro Football Talk. The FBI is exploring whether Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and others, their homes were burglarized, apparently, and they're investigating whether or not this was part of a transnational crime ring. According to NBC News, the FBI is investigating whether the incidents are part of a transnational crime ring, such as one from South America.
Weird.
Now, I'm reading this article, and it says there were two other recent burglaries targeting Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis and Minnesota Timberwolves guard Mike Conley Jr., who apparently his house was robbed while he was attending a Vikings game in September. Medina, Minnesota police told NBC that as part of the Conley case, they are working with other departments from other states and investigating burglaries at the homes of high-profile individuals. So this is a bigger deal that apparently has looped in burglaries that happened with Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and others. So,
oh, my goodness. And, this is clearly not the first time in history that famous people's homes or athletes' homes have been targeted. You can understand the reason why, because you can look up on the internet how much money these guys make, how much they're worth, and just assume that they've got lots of valuables in those places. So if there's any way they can peg where the house, I don't know why I said peg right there, laugh here.
Hey.
But why, a lot of this stuff is public now. You got all these, home and garden sites and shows that show you the athletes' homes, and you can copy that if you've been in the area before, if you actually know a road that leads up to it.
They also, I mean, let's be real, like pro athletes have a very discernible schedule, at least when they're playing their games. Like if
so when they're gone. But I made this point the other day. That means nothing to the fact of people won't be in the house.
Well, of course,
just because the player is gone, when they're traveling, it's not as if like these these players that have big families. You think that Phillip Rivers and that fam is always away from that house whenever he's got practice or a game in New Orleans?
All
10 of the wife and the 10 kids are not traveling to every one of those road games. They're just staying at home.
I tend to think that Phillip Rivers has taught his children martial arts so they can have kind of like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers vibe when you come in. It's just like
roundhouse kicking. Just doing all of Mike's impressions.
Lord Zed or whatever is there, showing him what's up.
Lord Zed.
Was that his name in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
I think it was.
And then that Rita chick that was like...
Rita with her...
Get you!
Rita just chucking Italian ice at you.
That lady.
What, do you think we got lemon? Why would we have lemon? She's on the best flavor ever.
She's on the moon. She's making Italian ice.
Oh, she's everywhere. She's great.
That Eartha Kitt.
Lord,
she really gets
I didn't expect a Lord Zed.
Hey,
and maybe it's not Lord Zed, but it sounds
I don't
right.
know, it sounds right.
It feels right.
I always get my lore mixed up between shows like that, and then I watched Ninja Turtles, so I have
we know all them.
Krang and Splinter and all that stuff.
Wasn't there a little robot guy in that room too? That would then he'd be like the bridge. It'd be like you talk to me first, and then we're gonna bring Zed in.
They would bring in the head, Zed the head.
Zed's dead, baby.
Zed's dead.
Zed's dead.
It was like Karl Rove's head was just floating, yelling at you, and then the cheesiest robot you'd ever seen, and then it was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't know if anybody remembers this show.
That guy, like a sentient being. What would you?
I don't know. He was Karl Rove's floating head.
Celestial?
At it looked like a really badass, like Dave and Buster's was essentially where they hung out. Their little lair that they were in. It was not like the most well-designed thing.
Oh, no. Oh, Lord Zed is a major villain.
Oh, is he?
So
who's
the character?
Then who's Karl Rove's head? Who is that guy?
Well, again, I need something to type into Google. I need to know what I'm...
Mighty
the leader?
Morphin Power Rangers.
Leader? Yeah, the leader. Jason? No, I don't want Jason Lee Scott. Jason Lee, what is he, the Red Ranger? Yeah, he is.
We got to find out who they talk to.
Zord?
Zord?
No, Zords are the actual things that they're in, right? Okay. Zordon?
Zordon. It's Zordon. Yeah.
Zordon.
You should just be looking at the YouTube chat. I'm sure they've already got it figured out. They're all screaming at us, I'm sure. Hey, maybe you've occasionally decided you wanted to buy some memorabilia from your childhood, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers t-shirts or something. I don't know. Maybe you racked up some debt. Maybe we've all used a credit card here or there. That's fine. Maybe you've racked up $24,000 in credit card debt and then decided, I'm not going to pay that. If so, you might just be Kent State's football coach, Kenny Burns.
Oh, no, Kenny.
This story apparently says that an Ohio bank is suing Kenny Burns, the head football coach at Kent State, for unpaid credit card debt totaling $23,852 plus interest. Now, this is from CBS Sports. I actually think it sucks for this guy because his name's getting out there with this. I actually think there's a good explanation for what happened.
There has to be.
Well,
the guy's making over $500,000 a year.
Base salary, $475,000.
Yeah, and it's going to keep going up through 2027.
He sent a statement to CBS Sports and said, my wife and I are aware of a legal matter involving debt related to paying off a recent remodel and move. We are working swiftly to address this matter. Apparently, he is saying, it's just a big misunderstanding. I didn't know this was the bill.
I can understand that.
I'm going to pay it.
I can actually understand
it. Just got lost in the shuffle.
There's a lot of things that we have been paying for. I mean, think of how many usernames and passwords you have to set up for everything. And think about when you actually move into a new place or buy a new home.
Sure.
And if you're switching all of your utilities. And if you have a mortgage, how you have to be sure that you make sure that you set that to your bank account, or maybe something slips through the cracks.
Yeah.
And
that's fine.
You don't do anything about it until someone comes calling for something. Oh, shoot. Oh, yes, I have the money. Here, take it. I'll write a check for it.
Here's what makes this a little bit more dicey for him. The bank that he got the loan through, Hometown Bank, they are a sponsor.
I love that it's Hometown Bank.
Well, they're
friendly Hometown Bank.
They have multiple locations in and around Kent, Ohio, and they have been the primary presenting sponsor for Kent State football.
Sure they have.
Since 2019. So they're
all over the stadium.
That just feels bad where it's like, hey,
they should have an image of Kenny Burns. He should be thumbs up.
Also,
right there next to the
would he
bank
just
logo.
be standing there during a timeout and he's like, all right, well, okay, you get out there. Here's the defense we're setting up. Here's what we're doing. Then he looks up to the sky. He's looking at the scoreboard. He's like, what's down in distance? Hometown Bank.
Don't I have to?
Why?
Why is that in the back of my mind?
And then the ref blows the whistle and then he's like, all right, football. And he just forgets.
All right, guys, come on. 2-minute offense. Come on, get out there.
That's right. Hey, maybe you need to win some money. Maybe you're Kenny Burns. You got to pay off credit card debt. Don't listen to the next segment where we will not win you money.
Do.
No,
It's a lock. It's a lock coming up.
I teased this earlier in the show. Degenerate T-Bone is coming up next. I have something in this that I feel very confident in.
I'm doing it right now.
Very confident in, and I will tell you about that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at a couple minutes slowdown if you're traveling on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. And we also have some slower traffic on eastbound 670 between Cleveland Avenue and 71. This report is sponsored by Donato's Pizza. Every piece is important. Okay, Donato's pepperoni lovers, it's time to pick your pep deal. Now get $5 off a large hot honey pepperoni pizza. Or get $5 off a large pep 150 when you use promo code PEP. Order today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Discover fantastic holiday gift ideas at low prices this week at Meijer. Enjoy 20% off select board games and puzzles for the whole family. Get 20% off select Lego playsets. Save $170 on a KitchenAid 5.5 quart stand mixer, now only $279.99. Experience the sense of the season when you save 30% on Yankee Candle products. Shop in-store or online at Meijer.com, and you'll receive the same low prices no matter how you choose to shop. Exclusions apply.
To Central Ohioans, fall means one thing, football. At Sears Heating and Cooling, fall also means one thing, furnaces. We're not plumbers or electricians. Nope. For 74 years, we've been your Central Ohio heating and cooling experts. Need an electrician or plumber? We'll gladly give you a referral, but we won't pretend to be your one-stop shop for all the trades. We're HVAC experts, and our mission is to provide the highest quality service at the best possible price. That's the local advantage of doing business with your neighbors at Sears Heating and Cooling. Online at SearsHeatingCooling.com.
Diamond Cellar is bringing the world's finest jewelry to you at our annual holiday gala December 5th through December 7th. Celebrate the season of sparkle with up to 25% off for 1 weekend only at our Salmo Road location. Visit diamondcellar.com/gala to learn more.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Billiards Plus has the area's best selection of pool tables, shuffleboard tables, poker tables, and more. Santa will be here soon, and there's still inventory in stock. So get yours before Billiards Plus runs out. Don't forget your grill, too. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for a battle with the Hurricanes. Live fan coverage starts Saturday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
We're back on Nada Yada Island Confessions. Benny is about to tell us how he found two loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada, only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metro Flex Plus, and add a watch line. Not available if you're with T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days. Limit 2 per account.
Lindsay Honda clearance.
Factory authorized clearance on most Hondas in stock.
They'll go fast because Lindsay is offering 0% up to 60 months on every 2024 Honda in stock.
That's 0% up to a full 60 months.
It's Black Friday all month long as the clearance begins at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sports book is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news, you can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Listen to this show or go to hell. This is Man and Bone.
Every single time this show is on the air, you can find it in a podcast form wherever you get podcasts. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. The episode, the daily show that we do, it saves into your podcast app. All you have to do is find it. Just search Common Man and T-Bone on your podcast app. Hit follow, hit subscribe, hit whatever it is that lets you get that every single day, and then you will never miss an episode. It's all brought to you by our friends at Care Heating and Cooling. We appreciate them for doing that.
Do it.
Just do it, man. Tim Hall is in. Panama Ted is in. I just saw the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Do you know the F1 race is coming in this weekend?
I did know that it was coming in this weekend. I didn't know that we were pronouncing it like that.
Grand Prix.
Grand.
What would you rather I call it, Tim?
Grand.
The Grand Prix.
No. Grand Prix.
Oh, we're going to throw a little Frenchy French on the Prix, but we're not going to throw it on the Grand.
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
We.
Too hot. Grand Prix, like you said. That's what we're going to do.
Pontiac. What did we always, did we call the Pontiac Grand Prix or did we call it a Pontiac Grand Prix? And we did not call it a Pontiac Grand Prix.
It's not a Pontiac. Prix. It's an F1 race. It's a Grand Prix.
It's an F1 race. It's in the States, though. It's stateside.
Timmy, I don't have time for this. I was going to tell you. Yeah. I was going to tell you something about the Grand Prix, about the Grand Prix, but instead I have to tell you about some gambling stuff. So let's do it. Degenerate T-Bone time. Hit it.
Common Man and T-Bones. Degenerate T-Bone.
Degenerate T-Bone.
T-Bone's picks for the weekend.
Sponsored by Ohio Health. Choose between virtual or in-person appointments at 200+ care sites, providing the finest care anywhere. OhioHealth.com/finest care.
All right. Here's what we've got. And this is the one I've been talking about all day. I'm excited for this one. There's no way he can fail me. The pride of Oklahoma State. The sharpshooter. Cade Cunningham for the Detroit Pistons. Now,
Cade Cunningham.
Listen to me. I'm not giving you Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not giving you Luka. You can go anywhere and hear that. Because those guys regularly get in triple-double land. They are very well known for doing that.
Jokic, obviously. Jokic, old Russell Westbrook.
Tonight, 7 p.m., Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. They've had 3 days off. They're hosting the Charlotte Hornets, a.k.a. Charlotte Hornet.
Charlotte.
Now, Cade Cunningham has 4 triple-doubles in his last 10 games.
That's pretty good.
Including one against Charlotte Hornet when they played 2 weeks ago.
That's pretty good. He's starting to get the Pistons maybe a little bit more established.
They're a 500 team.
7-9.
They're all right.
7-9, Hornets 5-9.
Yeah. 7 of his last 9 games, Cade Cunningham has had double-digit assists, which obviously that's a big part of trying to get a triple-double is getting those assists. Hornets are a decent rebounding team, so you've got to watch him to be able to get those rebounds. However, he and the Pistons have been off since Sunday, getting rested, getting right. I think he's going to get a triple-double tonight. I found it earlier today at plus 850. I'm seeing it also other places have it between 700 to 800, depending where you look.
I just threw a few on 700.
Okay.
So I'm with you now.
Okay.
I'm in on Cade. If he doesn't get a triple-double, I'm going to come in here tomorrow
and scream at me.
It's going to be bad news for you. It's going to be very, very bad.
All right. Also, just so you know, this game is on NBA TV. So you can watch this and actually monitor it and yell at him for not making it happen if he doesn't happen.
Did I ever tell you about just the way that the whole sports betting thing has gone for me personally? So I started when it was new last year. Obviously, that's when I started, right?
Yeah.
Legally. So we started up, and everybody was offering the nice free bets. So I took advantage of the free bets. I've been playing with that pool of money the entire time.
Look at you.
The
Good
entire
job,
time.
Timmy.
And strictly,
That's great.
Strictly, I love college basketball, so I would get into it as, it became wintertime and January, February, March stuff, games getting bigger. But little NFL here and there, little college football here and there. But I've been using that same pool of money, and it all started with just I bet it all on the Denver Nuggets on night one.
There you go.
It was just a random NBA game.
Look at you.
They want you to use this, and then it turns into the money. So I just threw every bit of it on Jokic and the Nuggets, and they blew him out. And I'm like, this is great.
That's great.
This is great.
All right. Now, I've got a few more for tonight with the Browns and the Steelers, all right? Steelers favored by 3.5 points. You go ahead and lay the points on that. Steelers are going to cover.
You sure?
Gross conditions. I would anticipate the Steelers lean on Najee Harris a ton tonight. His over-under, I found 67.5 rushing yards. I'm going to say the over on that. You're going to give him the ball a lot. I like him to get over 70 yards tonight. Had 63 last week against the much better Ravens defense against the run. So he has obviously gone over 100 yards multiple times this year, but Browns are terrible against the run. They're allowing over 130 yards per game. Bottom 5 in the league in defensive yards per carry, so bad. Also, how about this? This is me picking based on how much the Browns frustrate me. Pat Freiermuth, him too.
Right.
For the Steelers. Their tight end. He's not been playing well this year. His targets have been down since Russell Wilson came back. He has just 3 TDs on the year. But I took him as an anytime touchdown today at plus 310. So 3-1, essentially. Bet $5, you win 15 if he does that. Here's the thing. Steelers haven't used him as much as expected. Fans are down on him. Everybody's saying this guy just hasn't produced this year. He sucks. Who better to kill my Browns than a guy who everyone's like, oh, this guy can't even play anymore. So I think Pat Freiermuth is going to get the job done tonight and catch a touchdown pass. I think it's going to be a very nasty game out there, cold weather, all that stuff. Leaking him out on like a 4th and 2 at the goal line for a little touch pass from Russ.
Okay.
That's how I see that going. But yeah, there you go.
I have one quick one for you.
Okay.
It's Commanders Cowboys. Sorry, Ted. 1 o'clock on Sunday. Weather's going to be decent. Cowboys stink. I think the Commanders are a bit frustrated with how these last 2 games have gone, the bigger games. And I can see it in Jaden Daniels' eyes because I know him like that now, that he's ready for something. I think with the 10-point favorite, that's a huge number. I think Washington covers that. And you can also double that up with a Jaden Daniels, only to throw 250. That's it, just to throw for 250 yards. And you're getting a nice like plus 500 on that.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the Washington to cover, I feel very confident in that.
Perfect. Nice. Thanks. See, we all put our teams in. That's good.
And so they won't.
Hey, take it all with a grain of salt. We just said, folks, because we're stupid. There's already a lawsuit involving the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. I'll explain that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should be aware of an accident that's blocking 2 right lanes on northbound 270. On that east outer belt after 670, emergency crews are on scene causing some backup. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 70 on the west side between Fisher Road and 270. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through November 30th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office,
You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but you can still protect yourself from online scammers with McAfee Total Protection. From fake delivery text to bank alerts, scams are everywhere. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. McAfee will help keep your devices and identity safer and your private info private. Visit McAfee.com/online protection and get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, retirement, maybe even kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you really need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. We're committed to helping protect your personal interests and the life you've built. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Talk to us today.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Columbus area attorneys. 10 West Broad Street, Suite 1550, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. CordellCordell.com.
When you have the lowest prices every day feels like Black Friday. That's why Bob's is unboxing incredible values every Friday in November. Oh, no, not a boxing match. We're unboxing unbeatable values for your home. We're talking beautiful bedroom sets, feature-packed power sofas, dining sets, pop-up sleepers, decor, and more, all at wow-worthy prices. Now you're getting it? So check back every Friday for a new unboxing, because every day is like Black Friday at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Some things in life are meant for each other, like salt and pepper, bacon and mushrooms, or you and the all-new Wendy's Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger. Now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, does bacon go with mushrooms? And the answer is, they do now. So if you want crispy, crunchy, cheesy, juicy, shroomy, and garlic spready, then you and the Mushroom Bacon Cheeseburger are meant to be. For mushroomy, bacony goodness, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. Thursday night football tonight. The 2-8 Cleveland Browns hosting the 8-2 and AFC North leading Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to be a cold and windy night up on the lake. You can hear it all over on ESPN Columbus. Pre-game coverage gets underway at 6:30. Kickoff is set for 8:15. Hockey Fights Cancer Night at Nationwide Arena as the Blue Jackets host the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7. The Jackets today activated forward Kent Johnson off of IR. He's been out since October 17th with a shoulder injury. Pre-game coverage here on The Fan gets underway at 6:30. Number 2, Ohio State getting ready for another top 5 matchup as they take on Indiana Saturday at noon. No Seth McLaughlin as he will miss the rest of the season with a torn Achilles. Ryan Day said he's looking forward to getting tight end Will Kazmarek back. He's missed the last 4 games with injury. This one's sponsored by Valley Ford of Columbus, your connection for the best selection of Ford Blue Advantage certified used vehicles.
No college education, and it shows. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall in today. Panama Ted is here as well. Is there weather coming? Am I wrong? Was there supposed to be some weather this evening or no?
Yes, there was. Okay. I mean, all day.
I know.
It's not a good day. I mean, it didn't snow. We didn't get white death, but we
got a little
40.
Snow.
It's like 38 degrees or whatever it is.
A little snow. I should be paying attention.
I had flurries in Hilliard. It says right now 34 degrees with light precipitation.
Okay. So it's starting. Sorry, we don't have any windows in here.
No,
so
we don't know.
I always forget to look during the break, and then I realize, it's about an hour till I have to leave. Teddy, what are you hearing out there?
Jerry said that in the morning there's going to be some slick spots out there.
Oh,
so
tomorrow
be careful tomorrow morning.
All right, there we go.
Before you go on, I have a question for both of you because I was just coming back in the studio, popped my head in there to Ted's studio to see what he was actually doing. He had some weird stuff up on his computer.
Yeah, Ted, what are you doing over there with your weird stuff?
And then
that was in the chat.
He's in the chat. Yeah, didn't look like the chat to me.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. All right.
And then I looked up there, and it's
special
doing
episode of Work Time Pervert Ted. Is that what's going on? Yeah. Okay.
So I'm looking, and they're doing a preview for the Steelers Browns game, and they're showing some of the players arriving at the stadium. And Russell was up there, and I said, crazy as Russell is, Mr. Unlimited, I liked his fit. And this is a thing now, as people know, we put the cameras on the guys as they arrive to the stadium to see what they're wearing. And a lot of times Joe Burrow looks like an insane person, like the way he's dressed. He'll be like wearing women's clothing, like a women's pantsuit.
I got to tell you, I don't know anything about fashion, and I don't have the body type that's really set up for fashion these days.
No.
But what I'm saying is, so I can't judge it because I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I would wear something like that, but I've never been presented with anybody who's offered it to be like, you would look good in this. You should wear it. If I look like Joe Burrow, maybe I would wear stuff like that. I don't know.
Exactly. And I will say that in to Joe's fairness, he is him and I am me. So I could not do any of that. I couldn't, be in that world. But Russ, I thought, just looked outstanding. He just looked incredible. Wearing? He had a black hoodie. He had a really cool, like, black satin starter jacket.
Okay.
Almost like the one I wore to work today, the homage black starter that I wear.
Yeah.
And he had a hat that I didn't get a long look at it. It could have been a Pirates hat. It could have been a custom Steeler hat. It was just black with a thin P, gold P on it.
That's right.
That
a little gold P on it. Is that right? Is that what's going on there, Timmy? I don't know why two words come out of your mouth. People always wonder what's going on with that guy, huh?
A little gold.
Yeah. Was that Timmy?
I would go right for the sack in the middle.
Sure. Whatever you said.
How would you dress if you were going to the game?
If I were a player?
What would your attire be? Yeah, if you were banging in the NFL.
What kind of player am I? What I mean is, am I like a kicker? Am I a big offensive lineman?
I'm going to say
Am I a starting quarterback?
You're a starting defensive tackle. You're making $12 million a year. You're on a pretty big time contract.
All right. If I'm starting defensive tackle, it is assumed, because then you're in the middle of the line, you're plugging up things, you're banging heads for 4 quarters, you're just out there mucking it up, right? I got to go oppo taco of what you think I am. So I'm going to show up with I'm going to have a jacket made of tweed. I'm going to have a little elbow patch thing going on. There's going to be some glasses that may or may not have prescriptions in them, but I'm going to have a very nice briefcase looking thing, like a leather, not a briefcase, but a leather satchel.
Yes, like the leather European carry-all.
I'm going to be dressed like I've just rolled up in a 1968 Jaguar.
Jaguar.
On my, I mean? That's how I'm dressing.
And you should have the forward Kangol hat as well.
Oh, I'm getting the little
cloth Kangol hat.
You're talking about the little derby thing, right?
Yes,
Like you'd wear if you were in Newsies.
Of course.
Yes, I'm wearing one of those.
Gloves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the outfit I would go with, things of that vintage, just so I could show, you think I'm like this big ugly that's down there just smashing people, and I will be. I'm going to be in there, but before the game, you're going to see me as that. And then after the game, the fit is sweatpants. I don't know how these guys, when they leave, sometimes you see the post-game interviews, and they're dressed nicer than they were when they came in. And for me, it's no, those nice clothes go away.
Got to switch it up.
You're getting out of the shower after you're done after the game. I'm coming out of that with, I don't know, some bangs and bruises, maybe some gashes here and there. I think
I'd have my nicest tracksuit for after the game.
I'm going soft.
It would look sharp.
Soft clothes the whole way.
Yeah, I would always want to look sharp if I was in the limelight. I think I would have on the arrival, depending on mood, maybe I'd go with a nice tailored suit for some games, but also could go with I like to wear solid plain colored T-shirts, but I'd get the nicest tailored jeans and I'd get a rotation of Jordans, I believe, for the shoes.
You know what would be a good look today? If you're if you're an offensive lineman especially, or maybe even if you're a linebacker, I feel like if you're one of the guys who are expected to make a lot of contact on every play, you roll in a game like this where it's you got the lake effect, you got the wind rolling in, everybody's cold, they're bundling up. What do you show up in? You roll in a Vince Wilfork, where you are just wearing overalls.
Oh yeah,
how you doing?
Yeah,
that's it.
Like a barrel man. Basically.
You're wearing the overalls and nothing else, and you just roll up and you're like, oh, is it cold out? I hadn't noticed. I'm about to go be in this for 4 quarters. You better watch out. There's no sleeves. Yeah, I'd probably do something like that too.
I would get in on the jewelry game too. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but I'd get a very fine gold chain, a fine gold Rolex to match with it.
Oh yeah,
and just gold sunglasses too.
I like that.
Would just a simple 3 thing, glasses, chain, watch, and then that would seal the
See,
look.
I like that. I would be an accessories guy for sure. I would definitely go with the watches. I would have a lot of different hats. Like you talked about the little bowler cap thing. I would do that. I would also have like a variety of some new era products. But then I'm also going to have like a nice, like I'm going to have a cowboy hat. I don't know why. I don't know what it's going to go with, but I'm going to have a very nice like cowboy hat. I'm also going to get like a hat that you wear if you're the lead singer of like a trashy LA rock band. You know, like it kind of looks like a magician's hat, but it's got feathers coming out of it. It's a little, you know what I'm talking about?
Like some kind of fedora?
Yeah, it's like a Hot Topic meets like the 1920s kind of look where there's maybe a skull is burned into it. I'm having one of those hats for 1 week. I'm just going to mix it up.
You could just dress like Tommy Cutlet's agent. The hat and the pinstripe suit.
That's Tommy DeVito, man. God.
Hey, gabagool.
I saw Daniel Jones' fourth string now.
Yeah, he is.
And meanwhile,
who did they bring up from practice squad? I mean, that was
I forget.
Deep
who's their backup? Why am I blanking on the backup? Because the backup,
Drew Lock,
who they brought in to compete.
How could he go above Daniel Jones? Well, we know why, because they don't want Daniel Jones to play again.
No, but like, wait a second. But Drew Lock was the second string guy this entire time.
Right, until now.
They decide to bench him to Daniel Jones, and then they just jump Tommy DeVito over. It makes no sense. And I saw he had some quotes to Drew Lock basically saying the same thing, like, I got the same questions you guys do. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm trying to support the guy and do what I can. So, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. I can't tell you who they brought up.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's a deep track name, though.
Let me get to the tease because I forgot to actually pay off on my tease, which is that there is litigation over the Netflix Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. So apparently multiple reports saying 2 class action lawsuits have already been filed by customers seeking compensation for Netflix's failure to deliver the promised product.
I can see that because of the streaming issues, right? Not just the product and how everybody can argue that it was completely staged.
Well, there's that.
But also the fact that it was cutting in and out the entire time, and you paid. Well, did you have to pay extra? I haven't been a Netflix subscriber for a minute here. Was that just available with a basic subscription?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't watch it, but from what I understood, it was just free with your Netflix.
You still expect to be able to watch it, though, right? If you're paying for Netflix,
sure.
There's a certain monthly fee that's available on your platform. It'd be the same. It'd be no different if I'm paying for Amazon Prime and I go to watch a very big Thursday night football game and that thing ain't working and my internet is working just fine.
Yeah, I could see that being a major issue. And of course, if it's your TV is not working and then that's it, no one's going to get a lawsuit on that.
It wasn't that.
But it's the fact the entire internet is basically like, Netflix doesn't work right now. When this fight was going on, it kind of shows that it wasn't just one person having this issue.
Right, we got it. We got him.
Yeah. Also, and this is from, again, take it with a grain of salt, this is from Mike Florio, former attorney and also annoying douchebag. But he is saying that there could be a lawsuit potentially based on quotes like this, where Jake Paul, after the fight, he was asked if he took his foot off the gas during the third round, and he said, quote, yeah, definitely a bit. I wanted to give the fans a show. I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt. So this, again, if you're betting on anything related to Jake Paul in boxing, don't do that because you should have known beforehand watching this.
Oh, God,
but you should definitely know it now. This is not to be taken seriously. They're not out there like 2 competitors who are hungry to win a title.
No.
Who are trying to compete to win. It is a show that people just are trying to see. They know it's a show, and they're making it like a show. This, in a way, is like betting on pro wrestling. You would be better off doing that.
I agree.
Because at least with that, you may not know the outcome.
This to me was a lot like, I think it was Rocky 3. It was the one that had Mr. T in it. And Rocky is to fight, I think his name is Lips or something.
Thunderlips.
Thunderlips. Yeah, it's Hulk Hogan. It's Hulk's character.
Terry Bollea.
And it's supposed to be just a thing for the fans. It's not really a sanctioned fight for Rock.
No.
And Thunderlips goes way, way above and beyond and starts fighting for real. So Rocky has to snap into it and actually start fighting back.
Yeah. And then afterwards, they have the moment where it's like, hey, good show, kid. And then they just, yeah, exactly.
It's like, got to give them what they want, right? Jake Paul Tyson was not like that at all. It just seemed like it was staged and everything was pre-scripted at the beginning. But I didn't follow much of the buildup of this because it never captured me.
No,
and I get how he's a major star.
Person for this.
Yeah, I get how he's a YouTube sensation, and so that brings a certain audience in. And Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, and why there was a spectacle of it. I understand that part of it, but I've once, wanted to watch big fights with you. We did that years ago for one of the Pacquiao Mayweather fights.
Yeah, that's right.
And that one didn't do it for me. I thought that neither fighters really were attacking and being the aggressors, and it was just a little bland and boring for me.
That, Timmy, is the last fight I ever bought. That's the last time we ever. We both went in on that, and that's the last time I ever done it. And that was a long time ago.
That was 8 years ago, maybe longer.
It was probably more 10? Like over a decade ago. Yeah. So. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad we did that. It was fun to have that moment.
Right.
And then it's like, now I would rather just go watch a football game with you or something that I don't have to pay for.
Right.
Then if it's disappointing, who cares?
We were just old man in the yard being like, why the hell are people paying for this?
Yeah, I know.
I can get a better fight like this out in the yard.
That's right. That's where we're at. One of the biggest stars in sports is done with social media for now. We'll tell you about that next. It's Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt before Easton Way. Police are on scene there, adding to that holdup. And we've got stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 10-minute delay on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Morse Road and 670. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through November 30th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Meijer knows that Thanksgiving is a time to come together, eat together, and share together. During the week of Thanksgiving, November 24th through the 30th, when you buy Meijer brand foods, our Simply Give program will feed up to 4 million neighbors in need. So when you bring that perfectly fluffed stuffing to the table, the cranberry sauce and green bean casserole, you're actually bringing more good to more neighbors. Let's bring more good to Thanksgiving with Meijer brand and Simply Give. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's that time of year. The red bows are not out yet, but I saw someone at the dealership dusting them off. We know what that means. In the meantime, Jermaine Lexus has great inventory on both new and L certified to pick from right now with 3.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models like the ES, RX, and NX. If you're in the market, please do check them out. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
Bob and Teresa Capace here. The holidays are the perfect time for your yes moment. Find the ring that captures your love at family-owned Worthington Jewelers. With over 1,500 styles and friendly expert guidance, you'll find the one.
Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Hearing about online threats every day can be stressful. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? You won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com McAfee.com/online protection today to get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. Act fast. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Leaves changing in the nighttime air is cool. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace. Protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns. Call 614-232-2222 now to schedule.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
USPS Ground Advantage, the affordable and reliable shipping solution for the holidays. Learn more at USPS.com/advantage.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy, windy, and cold with scattered snow showers, mainly west of Columbus on this Thursday. Temperatures in the mid-30s, down to around 30 degrees overnight. And with temperatures below freezing Friday morning, we'll see a few slick spots early. Otherwise, cloudy, windy, and cold with rain showers in the afternoon and highs only in the low to mid-40s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Your undisputed leader in talking about nothing. This is Man and Bone.
You can always tweet the program at Man and Bone 971. You can text us 614-787-3093. The burner phone is active. So LeBron James has said he's taking a social media break. And my initial reaction to this actually my initial reaction is, who cares? Like, I'm actually a LeBron James defender.
Why are you telling us you're taking it? That kind of thing?
Yeah.
Why got to announce the break? Just take the break.
This is coming from me, a noted LeBron James defender. I enjoy watching him play. I often bore people in this office by going, did you see last night he had a trip? Oh my God, he's 40 years old. Like, I'm breathless over LeBron. Most other people are like, all right, dude, we got it. So I'm saying even I, when I first saw this headline, was like, okay, who cares?
Yeah, I don't think I have appreciated his greatness enough as a basketball fan. I would say that's a flaw of mine.
I understand why people get burnt out on him because he has a lot of reasons for you to be burnt out on him. He is everywhere, and you have been told for 25 years how awesome he's going to be, and then he's kind of been that. Now he's
pretty much backed that up.
Yeah, but at some point, everyone's waiting for when the biggest times where he's been talked about are the times he fails. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Which
he's he's a polarizing figure as well.
Which is
along with being
absolutely
great.
Is. But you actually changed my mind on this because when I first saw this, I'm like, why would you tell anybody? Who cares? What are you doing there?
Yeah, I take the opposite approach on that. And I understand some people, look, if it were you or me, it were me, like, oh my God, Tim Hall is going to take a break from Twitter next, they'd say, good. Boy, how is the world ever going to survive? I don't have enough followers to get on that high horse. I'm like, guys, I'm going to take a break now. Things are a little bit fast moving in life. LeBron James has 159 million followers on Instagram and 53 million on X. I think he owes it to his followers to make a little announcement. That is a big deal. That is a big thing for him. That's major. So I'm all with that. A quick little note. I think that's nice of him to do that.
We often say that because, you've probably seen it. I've certainly seen it with people I know where they'll get on their Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and they'll be like,
got to take a break.
I got to take a break.
Too
I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to give you all this content. And it's like,
I
30.
don't go to your content anyway.
Yeah, it's like you have a few hundred people that are your friends. That's fine. We're not mad at you. Go ahead, take your time. All you need. You don't have to tell anybody either. A lot of times it tends to come with some other I've seen people who do that when it's like Buckeyes aren't doing well, and then maybe they're like a huge
Too many
Buckeye
people
fan,
slamming them
and
out
they're
here.
just like, I got to take a break from all this negative. Fine, but then to your point, my argument usually is when that happens is, who do you think you are? Like, what do you think anybody cares? To your point, LeBron James. He thinks he's LeBron James.
I'm LeBron James. I don't think I'm being egotistical or big-headed. I'm worth $1 billion.
Jeez,
I've got a couple of homes.
Yeah. So that's anyway.
My son doesn't even go to road games. I mean, come on.
It's not flying, coach. That speaks more to the problems with the NBA, like G League, doesn't it? Where they're like, yeah, get on this Spirit Airlines flight and maybe if you could also help load the luggage beforehand, we're trying to save some money here. It's like, he's probably like, yeah, I'm not flying on that flight.
Well, he should have to drive himself to the road games. That should be because we can't let you fly private.
No.
In a PJ into some regional airport that's extra close, because that sets you apart in a positive way. Different. We should bring you back. Like, okay, you can't do coach, then you're going to drive your own car to all the road games and get there ahead of schedule.
Right.
So leave now.
Yeah, there you go.
See you in Sacramento.
Now, again, for me, this would be a dream. It's like road trip. Yes, that sounds awesome. I love
so
that.
many gas stations.
The Midwest in me is
I'd be
just
stopping in
all
wine
over the
country,
place.
up and down Napa Valley. Let's go.
Great.
Oh, I'm gonna go to some antique shops on the way.
Yeah.
Yay.
So you know what? I didn't even know what it was at first. I had to go look this up because LeBron is like, yeah, I'm out. Apparently, what's driven him away from social media is Dalton Knecht, who has played for the Lakers now. They drafted him.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
And he got drafted.
Threw me.
He fell quite a bit in the draft. And LeBron had something to say like, hey, thanks to all the GMs out there who didn't draft this guy. Thanks for letting us get him, which is a very positive statement of support for a rookie on his team. That's a nice compliment to get.
A really bright player.
He had a big game the other night. He was banging in threes, looked really good. He's playing well early on in his young career.
Connect 4.
So LeBron apparently also said something on social media where something to the effect of, I've been watching this dude since last year and he's awesome, yada, yada, yada. Well,
he just had 37?
Oh, yeah, man. He had a game. Yeah, he has been playing well.
He had 37 against the Jazz.
Yeah, well, they're not great.
I don't care.
But he's still 37.
It's almost 40.
Oh, yeah. No, he was on fire. So the point is, LeBron apparently said about his teammate, I've been watching this dude since he was in college, and people are like, oh, my God, LeBron, what a liar. You never watched this guy play. You're just saying that now because he's on your team. I don't know. Maybe LeBron is lying about that. I'm sure he's lied about plenty of other things before, whatever. It would not surprise me if LeBron James, very active college basketball viewer, if you've never watched March Madness, if you've never watched college basketball and seen like social media, he posts about it quite often. He posts about college football quite often too, even though he never played that. It wouldn't surprise me if he'd caught a couple Dalton Knecht games back in the last year because he probably was tuning in when they had big games.
I still remember this. The basketball nerd in me was giddy on this night. I was like 23, 24 years old or whatever, still just starting out, working for the station in Carolina before I came here, and was covering a North Carolina basketball game on this particular Saturday. And it was cool. I got to take a little road trip. I went down to Charlotte, and I was watching the Davidson Wildcats play North Carolina. And there was a game scheduled for later that night. It was a doubleheader in the building, Time Warner Pavilion, whatever it's called. And it was going to be the Cavs taking on the Bobcats later that evening.
Sure.
And I knew that LeBron had already become a fan of Steph Curry. He'd already been tweeting about him, talking about him. And I had in the back of my mind, I was wondering, I just was curious because it was a noon tip. Game was later. Sure enough, about 10 minutes before tip off, who comes out there alone? No entourage, nothing. LeBron James. With some kind of credential, goes out there and sits like in a corner spot, like right on the court. Watches the first half, leaves at halftime, goes in, waves to some people in the tunnel. And I have my eyes on him in every single stoppage, TV timeout. I thought that was cool.
There are certainly reasons you can criticize someone like LeBron James. You can argue maybe he's been hypocritical. He takes a stance on one thing, not another. Fine. I've never thought LeBron James doesn't actually enjoy sports. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, he tweets about the Buckeyes a lot. He gives people their credit. He follows women's basketball when someone does something special. He almost tweets like Magic Johnson now.
Right.
You know, those Magic Johnson tweets?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations to so-and-so for winning the championship.
And also, like, the posts are just kind of
words.
Like, no. Like, I'm not trying to be mean.
Talking Magic now or LeBron?
No, LeBron's posts are just kind of like bad enough. Not bad in any mean way, just like they're not spectacular, like, oh my God, this guy, look at the graphics, look at this is a fantastic post with all this variety. He kind of posts the same things all the time, which leads me to believe he doesn't have like a social media team running it, because if he did, there'd be better posts.
Yes.
Like his posts are very much like what a 40-year-old man would post.
Something. Yeah.
Right.
And people follow it because he's LeBron. It's not so much for the content. I'm saying,
he actually genuinely seems to enjoy other sports and talks about them quite often. So, I think he does pay attention to it.
That is actually worth the follow.
Yeah.
That someone that famous is just giving some genuine reaction to things that he's watching on a given night.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, Will Howard, I see you spinning it out there today.
I can recall all of Michael Jordan's career, never tweeted once during his playing career about how good players were doing. You know?
That's why Jordan is better, right?
What a jerk.
Staying off. Jordan had the diligence to stay away.
He stay
off social media.
Of that technology that hadn't been invented during his time playing.
Well, he would have invented it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, there's no Jordan-LeBron debate happening, just in case you were really wanting that to happen. It's not going to.
No.
Jim Harbaugh is being weird again. We'll tell you what he said next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute delay if you need to travel on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 161 and Cleveland Avenue. And you're looking at another 5-minute slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side between James Road and 270. This report is sponsored by AAA Car Care Plus. Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through November 30th. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
New building after new building means traffic, and more traffic. And it's just getting worse.
3 cars smashed up on 5th Avenue, so it's a nightmare.
With no room for any extra lanes in all this new building, what's the city going to do about it? We're asking you tough questions.
How are we going to handle all of that?
And seeking solutions.
We're looking to increase COTA service by about 50%.
Boomtown, all new tonight on 10 TV News at 6 and streaming on 10 TV Plus.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune. Weeknights at 7:30 on 10 TV.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Meyer knows that Thanksgiving is a time to come together, eat together, and share together. During the week of Thanksgiving, November 24th through the 30th, when you buy Meyer brand foods, our Simply Give program will feed up to 4 million neighbors in need. So when you bring that perfectly fluffed stuffing to the table, the cranberry sauce and green bean casserole, you're actually bringing more good to more neighbors. Let's bring more good to Thanksgiving with Meyer brand and Simply Give. Exclusions apply. See Meyer.com for details.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
Quite a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box,
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This season, there's a system for every home and budget at Logan Services. Save big with our furnace sale. Payments start at $49 a month for 144 months. Plus, save up to $2,000 on a qualifying train system. Choose from our free stocking stuffers for extra home comfort. And don't forget about tax credits. Schedule your free estimate now and get next day installation with fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The holidays are here, and let's face it, it's easy to put on a few extra pounds between the parties, the food, and the stress. But this year, do something different and try semaglutide from Affinity Whole Health. Semaglutide is a game changer for weight loss. It'll help curb cravings and keep your energy up so you can tackle the holidays with ease. If you're thinking about TRT or already on it, they work together for amazing results. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com. That's feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's that time of year. The red bows are not out yet, but I saw someone at the dealership dusting them off. We know what that means. In the meantime, Jermaine Lexus has great inventory on both new and L certified to pick from right now with 3.49% up to 60 months on their most popular models like the ES, RX, and NX. If you're in the market, please do check them out. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at byersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Back when I was banging, this show slapped. Whatever the hell that means. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. Panama Ted is here. Timmy's going to be here for another half hour after this show ends. He's going to do a Buckeye show.
That's right.
30 minutes. And unfortunately, flying solo because I have to leave. I have to leave, Timmy. I'm sorry.
But you're going to be listening all the way.
I'll be listening all the way home. Yeah. To a meeting, team meeting,
coaches meetings.
Is what we have.
I'm surprised
for
you're not
youth basketball.
I'm surprised you didn't go to like South Padre Island for the meetings. Or
I know.
Something.
Destin was booked.
Destin.
We were going to go there for the SEC coaches meetings, the media day.
What's that other town in Florida that's on the Jacksonville side where the SEC would meet?
I don't know. They meet in Destin.
Is there like an Emerald Isle or something with Emerald in the name?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
where's the college football playoff rankings, guys? Grapevine?
Aren't they in
Texas?
Yeah, they're somewhere. I want to say, I don't know if that's Waco or Dallas area.
I think that's probably near the Big D.
Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, and one more thing.
Yeah.
So at about 6:20 tonight, I'll have a pair of Buckeye Hoops tickets to give away.
You go. Yep.
So be sure to check that out. These will be courtside seats.
You've got tomorrow Buckeye basketball. What game is that for tomorrow?
It's for tomorrow.
Okay,
yeah, for tomorrow. They're playing the Camels of Campbell.
Yep.
They have to have a nickname like the Camels. If they're Campbell.
Yeah, the Campbells.
They're from North Carolina.
Campbell's Camels, right? Is that right?
And Campbell's Soups.
Campbell Camels
is the big arena sponsor.
Good.
I lied. I made that up.
No, it should be.
It's Jason Kelsey's mom. She's everywhere.
Tomorrow, actually, on the Fan, we only have a 2-hour show because warm-up show starts with Timmy tomorrow, and then we'll have Buckeye pregame, the game against Campbell at 6. So, yeah, we are out at 5. But tomorrow morning, 8:30, A.J. Hawk, Buckeye legend, he'll be here to preview up a little game, top 5 matchup between Ohio State and Indiana. We'll talk about that.
Will he be here or just on the phone?
He'll be checking in. I believe checking in is what he's going to be doing.
Stopping by?
Stopping by, yeah.
As I would say.
And then on the Rothman and Ice, 12:33, Brady Quinn, big noon kickoff, talking about that.
Huge.
So there you go.
What a show.
Jimmy,
what a day.
Oh, what a day.
What a day.
Jim Harbaugh, he is apparently sent a little warning to his players because, and again, I'm just telling you this because it's an opportunity to talk about how Jim Harbaugh is weird and says things that make us laugh because he is so goofy.
That's kind of the way the pickle sported this year.
Now, I liked him most when he was just goofy loser at Michigan, not goofy weirdo who suddenly beats Ohio State every year and wins a national championship. But we know why that happened. Connor Stallions, we got it. But this is what he said now as the head coach of the Chargers. They are 7-3, and everybody's talking about how great they're doing, right? He said the following: that kind of success can fuel you, can be like an attaboy. The other side of that coin is, I just go back to what my college coach, Bo Schembechler, used to say: when people are giving you accolades and compliments and telling you you've arrived, kick them in the shins. You kick them right in the shins. That's what you do.
Oh, not Dan Campbell's kneecaps.
Yeah.
We're kicking him in the shins.
He says those accolades could come from people you don't know, could come from the media, could come from your teammates, could come from friends, could come from your own family. They're trying to make you soft. Kick them in the shins. So this is the same thing when Nick Saban would say, like, oh, yeah, the rat poison is out there telling you how great you are. You're eating that rat poison. You're listening to all these people tell you how good you are. You've done nothing. That's what Harbaugh's getting at.
Did you also see what he said about his quarterback Justin Herbert here recently?
Well, I know he's been very effusive. What did he say specifically?
Well, he took it to another level now. He's basically taking it all the way to the Hamptons.
Oh, okay.
As Mike would like to say.
Yeah, of course.
So enjoy it, he said, about, watching Justin Herbert play. He's not only one of the best in the game currently, he's one of the best all time.
Okay.
I do not feel at all like I'm going out on a limb in saying that. Everything you could say good about a quarterback and then some, talent and effort, intangibles that are off the chart, every measurement you could have for a QB, tangible or intangible, he possesses at the highest level. It's like being around greatness every day.
Sure.
He does this.
Oh,
he
yeah.
does this. He did it with J.J. McCarthy in calling him the best to ever play at Michigan.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
and Jim Harbaugh was better at Michigan.
Tom Brady played at Michigan.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking? Like, what are we doing? I don't care what he did on the field at Michigan. We know who the better quarterback was than J.J. McCarthy was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
When it comes to what he's actually been as a quarterback in the game, that's ridiculous to say that.
I will say, and I can't believe I'm going to do this, the one good piece of commentary I got from Chris Collinsworth. I tell you, you got Joe Burrow coming back, Justin Herbert. Look at this pass, just slinging it down the sideline. So the one good thing he said during that, and they showed some clips of Jim Harbaugh. I don't know if anyone's seen this. He basically beats the S out of Justin Herbert before each game. And Justin laughed about it after the first time it happened. He didn't know what he was doing, but he bangs him on the shoulder pads. Maybe he was doing this to the Michigan QBs too. I never caught on. He's like banging him in the helmet. And then eventually Herbert started to enjoy that, got him pumped up a little bit. And Collinsworth said if he does nothing else, which Harbaugh clearly does a lot more than that because he's been a ridiculously successful NFL head coach, and he's got these guys at 7-3 in just his first year there. He did, of course, run away from sanctions at Michigan, and that was all a bunch of crap. But
yes,
just speaking to this, and Collinsworth said he builds up his quarterbacks so much to where he makes them feel like they are the best in the league. And he's done that. And Herbert was a good quarterback since he was drafted. He was a high prospect, highly touted guy, great tangibles, skill set coming out of Oregon, and was doing some things early on. And I think now that you have a coach that is good at molding quarterbacks, you take a guy that was already pretty good, you're seeing a little bit more of some results. And I think a lot of football people expected to see some results like this, that he would mesh well with a guy like Justin Herbert.
You know what you're doing, Timmy? You need to be kicked in the shins. You're talking about how great everybody is over there. He doesn't like that.
He's a 4-inch guy that wears a cape and a hat with a plume in it.
That's old Jim Harbaugh making all the sense in the world.
If worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them.
Nope.
Sure. Again,
no, they wouldn't.
By the way, also disturbing about Jim Harbaugh is the fact that he has to wear receiver's gloves and stand out there and catch the ball that his quarterbacks are throwing to him.
Yes.
And then have you ever watched when he drops one? He gets so mad.
Good.
Like, you're an idiot. Like, your job is to coach. No one cares if you can catch these balls or not. It doesn't matter if you catch them or not. But he drops one and he's just like, damn it! And just like slamming his hands together. And then he's like, then he looks at his quarterback like, I'm sorry. That's on me. I'm wrong. It's just like, it's Tim Robbins from I Think You Should Leave. It's just, he's so over dramatic about like, you dropped a pass in pregame warmups with your dumb gloves on.
Thank God that thing kind of faded into the mist. Oh. I had enough of, Tim Robbins?
Is that his
Robinson?
name? Robinson, yeah. I don't know what they call him.
Tim Robinson is the tall, sweet guy that did not kill his wife and got sent to prison forever.
Is that right? Oh, yeah. From Shawshank. Right. Yes, of course. You're talking about the actor.
Hope can kill a man. Here, Andy.
You're bad Morgan Freeman. That's good.
Now we're doing Morgan Freeman.
That's good. Yep. That's what we want. That's what the people came for. So, yeah. Jim Harbaugh's stupid. And he somehow is successful, and I hate it. I hate that this weirdo is successful, and we're never going to hear the end of how great of a coach he is. He's going to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, we're living in a world where he's just going to go win a Super Bowl. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame as a coach, and we're all going to have to deal with that crap.
You're saying words right now, and you brought up that Tim Robinson guy, and I just have memes playing through my head.
Him? I love him.
I just have memes in my head right now because Jen Winters never stopped sending 50 burgers, 50 fries, 50 burgers, 50 fries. I didn't do S.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
But why are they naked? Why are they falling out of these coffins? Why don't they have any clothes on? Yeah. My favorite is, you should watch the show Detroiters, which was a show he was in.
I know about Detroiters.
He walks into a bar. I know
about it.
He sits down. He says, I'll have a beer. They say, hot or cold? And he goes, cold. And then you see a guy next to him just blowing the steam off of his beer. My favorite moment of all time on TV. It's tremendous. Man. All right, back page coming up next. Man and Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got an accident that's on the left shoulder of northbound 315 after Olentangy River Road. That's causing some holdup there. And watch for a disabled vehicle on the left shoulder of northbound 315 after King Avenue. This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Get matched with your perfect bed and save up to $700 on a wide selection of quality mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base with a qualifying purchase. See store for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Okay, name? Occupation? Great. You get a brand new Kia. For less than lunch, under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Is that a turkey?
Of course, we're talking turkey. With event pricing and the credit approve-a-thon.
Wow, and new Kias are less than lunch?
Yes, under $5 a day. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All three under $5 a day.
Wow, that's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
He just got an EV6 with 0% financing.
Lucky goose.
Turkey.
Turkey, right. But I'd never get approved.
If you've got a job, you ride.
You guys are great.
Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
GreatLakesKia.com.
You're such a ham.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
The Buckeye Show.
And I love D-Bar on the sideline.
His passion and how he almost feels like a sixth player, just with how excited he gets when the positivity happens.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by Care Source.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
You're listening to the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report, featuring the latest player injury updates from a fellowship-trained Mount Carmel sports medicine specialist physician, so you know who's in and who's out for this week's games.
Our doctor, as always, is Dr. Brian Galoni. Doc, let's talk injuries. Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone, bad injury here, broken forearm. This is not a season-ending injury, they're saying. He could be out 6 to 8 weeks. That puts him, I guess, right at the end of the regular season, start of the playoffs. How effective do you think he can be coming back from this injury during this season?
T-Bone, we see some of these guys, they break a bone and they have to go to surgery and season-ending injury. They're telling us he's not doing surgery for this. So that tells me that bone cracked, but it's staying well aligned. They give him a good 6 to 8 weeks of healing. I would think he'd be back as strong as ever. Now, he might lose a little bit of strength in those muscles, but I'm sure they're working with him on that. Not surprising, though, that he'll be back.
Is that the type of thing that if he played a different position, maybe it would take longer? Is it because he doesn't have to try to catch with that thing? Could they cast that up and get him out there a little sooner?
You don't want him out there, actually, in any of those positions. You don't want him out there before that thing is fully healed, because then you run the risk of breaking it again.
And then we've got Browns tackle DeJuan Jones. His is a season-ending injury. The dreaded broken ankle. He had the air cast, which obviously that does mean probably surgery, right? Because if it's an air cast, it means it probably wasn't aligned very well, correct?
Just to be safe, they're going to put everybody in an air cast if they suspect a fracture. But, yeah, they're talking about taking him to surgery. That's another one of those broken bones that are not well aligned. Kind of like, Nick Harris had, about a month or so ago. He's got to go to surgery. It's going to take a long time to heal up. He's out for the season, but I would expect he'll be back full go next year.
Great info as always, Doc. We appreciate it. We'll talk again next week, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the Mount Carmel Football Injury Report with T-Bone. Mount Carmel, because of you.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Chevy.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Final segment of the program. Timmy Hall is in. Panama Ted is here. I'm T-Bone. I'm always here, except for when I'm not. Timmy is also hosting the Buckeye Show tonight for half an hour. Then we have Jackets time after that. We have Tampa Bay in town for the Jackets game.
Yep, with Kent Johnson.
Kent Johnson is back.
Go.
That's good to hear. Timmy, before I ask you what's coming up on the Buckeye Show, I do have a programming question for Ted, and I meant to look this up all day. The Browns and the Steelers. We are the home of the Browns. Is that game on the AM? Is that how that's working?
Yes.
And the Fans HD2.
Yes,
so
it
if you
is.
would like to
6:30.
So you have that, and you have Jackets time, so you can pick whichever you want to listen to. Got it all for you.
Back and forth in the commercial breaks. Try to consume it all.
That is all, by the way. The Fan has an app. Apparently, that is news to Tyvis Powell.
Yes, yeah. Tyvis didn't do the app. Like, he didn't even know it existed. He said, really? Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all, you tell me you got an app? I'm like, yes, Tyvis. Well, how long? 30 years. Forever.
So
where do you get it?
Yeah.
On your phone.
So
the phone that you're using right now.
We have the app. The app is available, and that is the best way to hear some of these games. If you want to, they are available through the HD2, the AM as well, all that. Check it out there.
I'm going to make a station promo for the app starring Tyvis Powell.
There you go. Nice.
I think that would be good.
I like that. That would be. Hey, are you like me and didn't know that there's an app for this? There is. Go check it out. I'm Tyvis Powell. So, Timmy, you were telling me before that there's a thing called a bomb cyclone that's been going through, I guess. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is a thing. So here's the issue with the bomb cyclone right now and where the affected areas are. The Seattle Seahawks, their training facility, it lost power as a result of one of these. It hit Tuesday night. And the bomb cyclone, which, by the way, I say this, I hope everyone is fine and no one is in danger. This is a natural event that probably has the most badass name I've ever heard.
Oh, man. Calling something
it's called
a bomb cyclone?
Cyclone.
Yeah.
Like a derecho has nothing on a bomb cyclone.
Well,
even a hurricane or a tornado.
I think those
by
words
name.
Agreed.
Doesn't have any, like, why are there no team names called the Bomb Cyclones?
You're exactly right. I mean, we have tornadoes, teams that are named after the tornadoes. We have teams that are named after the hurricanes, but we don't have anybody who's called themselves. We have cyclones. There are cyclones.
Or you know what? Even just the bombs, too insensitive.
Yeah, I mean,
can't we separate it? Like we changed the name of the Washington Bullets. I mean, it's just a bullet.
It is just a bullet.
It's just
You're
an
right.
item.
It's just a bullet going through your skin, killing you dead.
What's
just
the
a
Smashing
bullet.
Pumpkins song? Bullet and the Butterfly or something?
Is that right?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. But so this thing, the winds are crazy with a bomb cyclone, 50 to 75 miles an hour. And the Seahawks were working off limited backup power Wednesday, forcing them to adjust their schedule. And they said that they pushed some things back. There's some things that they don't have in the building, but everybody is fine.
All right.
So that's
Well,
good.
Good to know that they made it through that. I did see that an Amtrak train out that way hit a tree that had fallen because of the wind. Like at first I saw this, the damage I saw was like, oh my gosh, is that from the wind? Like, what is this bomb cyclone? And then I realized, oh no, it hit like a bunch of trees that were knocked down on the track. That makes more sense.
No, they are crazy. And I know, like, people, just like tornadoes and hurricanes, like, there's loss of life. There's everything. Like, you got to be safe. You got to listen to those weather alerts and stay safe, be in. It's a cool flipping name for a natural disaster. But we got a lot of those out there. That's why you listen to your impact weather alerts.
That's right. 10 TV. We bring them to you right here on the Fan.
Always stay up to speed.
Tell me what's coming up on the half-hour Buckeye Show tonight.
Well, coming up tonight, we are still going to talk about the loss of Seth McLaughlin for this team. It made it sound like he died. He didn't. He just tore his Achilles.
He isn't playing the rest of the year.
He's not playing the rest of the year, so we're still in this mode of talking about the guys that are going to step up, and Carson Hinsman moving to center and Austin Seerveld playing guard. So we'll hear from Donovan Jackson on this show, who I believe becomes one of the leaders of this team. I think he already was a leader on the team, but now having to take even more responsibility of being that guy for the offensive line group. And as I mentioned, we're going to give away some basketball tickets, some good tickets to the game tomorrow night. We're doing that at 6:20.
There you go. Half-hour Buckeye Show. Then we have Jackets time after that. It is back page time now, so let's do it.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Well, Timmy, let me tell you about this story real quick. This is from 51-year-old Heidi Klum. She recently did a photo shoot with a British photographer that is getting some backlash. The photo shoot involved her wearing a T-shirt and not much else. However, that's not the problem. Problem is, at one point, she pulled up her shirt a little bit to reveal the underside of her chest area.
Yes.
And that apparently has
region.
People complaining and saying, you're too old to be doing that.
Oh, come on.
She's 51. And by the way, whatever age she is, she can do what she wants. She's a grown person. She can live her life. However, as an independent judge here, just looking at the photos, doing great. Good job by her.
Doing just fine.
Now, some people also had a problem with her when she posed with her now adult daughter.
Right.
In lingerie for a clothing company that sells lingerie. That was a little more weird to me, but again, not my call. I'm just here saying that's weird, but whatever. That is it for us tonight. Timmy, enjoy the Buckeye Show. It's not it for us. It's it for me. You will be back here doing the Buckeye Show.
Yeah, thank you, Bone.
Yeah, I wish I could
see
stay.
you tomorrow.
All right. We'll do it again tomorrow. 2-hour show for us tomorrow because of Buckeye basketball. So enjoy that too. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a 10-minute delay due to a crash that's blocking the left lane on southbound 270 on that east outer belt before 670. It is stop and go from Morse Road. And we have slower traffic on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 East Split and Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by Z-Bart. Z-Bart Black Friday deals all month long. Let your vehicle shine with a Z-Bart detailing starting at only $49. Plus scratch and dent repair from just $29 a panel. Restrictions may apply. See store for complete details. Z-Bart, your vehicle's best defense. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. College football national championship odds. They have the Buckeyes as the favorite at 3-1. Oregon is plus 450. Georgia and Texas are both 5-1. Bama comes in at 8-1. And in the Big Ten, Penn State's 20-1. And Indiana's 25-1 to win the national championship. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
The holidays are right around the corner. Get a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union and choose a loan amount from $1,000 to $5,000.
Visit bmifcu.org/holiday loan for details.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
This season, Giant Eagle is your one-stop shop for all your holiday festivities. From fresh produce, meat and seafood, bakery, and prepared food, Giant Eagle is the place where all your gatherings start. Deals for days means tons of discounts on all your favorite celebration items, snacks, and everyday essentials you need. Featured items will only be available at these amazing prices for a limited time. So don't miss out on Giant Eagle and Market District's deals for days for the holidays. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but you can still protect yourself from online scammers with McAfee Total Protection. From fake delivery text to bank alerts, scams are everywhere. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. McAfee will help keep your devices and identity safer and your private info private. Visit McAfee.com/online protection and get up to 79% off award-winning online protection. This Black Friday Cyber Monday deal won't last. Offer ends 12/4/24. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at columbussubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
During the Subaru Share the Love event, buy a new 2025 Subaru Outback for 2.9% for up to 72 months. And Subaru will donate $250 for every vehicle leased or purchased this month.
Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 72 months on 2025 Subaru Outback. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 12/2/24.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island. We're back on Nada Yada Island Confessions. Benny is about to tell us how he found 2 loves. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks to Metro, I found iPhone 12 and Apple Watch SE.
At Metro, get the perfect match of both iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watch SE for only $99.99. Holidays with Nada Yada Yada, only at Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and ID, sign up for Metro Flex Plus, and add a watch line.